Sunday, 8 p.m.
Miami Grand Prix.
We are having a party.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We got Sand, we got Sam. I'm Sam.
We've got all of us in the studio. It's going to be a great night.
We're ready to go, and we'll see you there. Here at On Track GP. See you.
Hi everybody and good morning and welcome to another DR Sports production. We are DR Boxing Live and tonight we are here in the house live. We will be watching the Canelo fight over in Guadalajara, Mexico, 55,000 people. We're live in the house. Canelo versus John Ryder. Let me introduce my guests, starting to my far left. Shane in the house. What are you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me again. Good fight. Let's go.
And to my left, my boy Nick's in the house. What are you saying, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Ready for a good fight. You know what I mean? Hoping the underdog wins, but I don't see it happening.
Wow, hoping the underdog wins.
Yeah.
Already coming at my boy Canelo like that.
We're all hoping the underdog wills, aren't we? The British guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to see Saul Canelo Alvarez come back on top personally myself.
Over in North Londoner?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I'm not either way. I want a great cracking fight, and that's exactly what we're going to get.
I agree with that.
Goddamn
To my right,
weekend, baby.
the Canelo simp. AJ James Toon. What are you saying, bro? My boy.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
That banana, man, looks like
Yeah.
a little. It's just going. What's happening there?
What do you mean? It's in mint condition, mate.
What's going on here?
Yeah,
This
pause all of this. Let's
is
move on.
what John Ryder's going to look like by round 6. Bullied and beaten all over the gaff.
No, we're excited, man. We're excited. Canelo is, let's be honest, man, one of the current pound-for-pound top fighters in the world. His first fight in Mexico for a number of years, his homecoming fight. 55,000 people, as I said before, in Guadalajara, Mexico. He's taking on one of our own, John Ryder, from Islington, just up the road, actually. John Ryder, a guy I've met before. I'm not clout chasing, but I have met him before. This was a few years back. Very nice guy, good fighter. I'm pleased he's got his shot. Let's start with James. How do you think this fight plays out?
Oh, look, I like the way you're selling it. You're leaning into it. Oh, he's from down the road. He's the local boy. He's
from
got his
Islington.
big shot. He's the new Buster Douglas, but form is temporary, class is permanent. Saul Canelo Alvarez, Cinco de Mayo weekend. I don't see him being phased at all. I don't see him being troubled. That audience over there, way too strong, too passionate. He is too good. There's too much quality. If it goes the distance, Canelo's dancing around him. He's winning. I don't see Canelo getting dropped either or knocked out. I see this one ending around round 6, personally.
Okay, that's your initial thoughts. Shane, what's your initial thoughts, bro?
I mean, this fight itself, I don't even really give it much. I mean, I do hope Ryder puts up a good fight, but it's just a cherry pick, innit? So I'm not really interested. I know some people say it's a mandatory and all of that, but let's keep it real. Canelo can pick and choose when he wants to fight mandatories. And at the end of the day, John Ryder, in my opinion, has done... he had a favourable decision against Danny Jacobs.
Yep.
He beat Zach Parker, good performance. But I think there's other people in that division who have earned that chance against Canelo.
I would agree. It's interesting because we use the words cherry pick when we had our DR Boxing Weekly show, and some people in the comments took offence to that, saying that John Ryder was mandatory courtesy of his dubious win over Danny Jacobs. And I say dubious because I didn't think he won the fight, but hey, fair play to him. He got the nod in his hometown. But what I'm saying, when we say cherry pick, like, bro, Canelo is undisputed at super middleweight, yeah? And there's a certain guy in that division called David Benavidez. It's an absolute wrecking ball, and he's been just walking through, man, including top guys like Caleb Plant. And he's been calling out Canelo for the longest time. And for some reason, Canelo don't want the fight. He's used this thing about he doesn't want to fight Mexicans. As my boy Nick said, on the come up, he was fighting bare Mexicans.
But now he's at the top. Maybe he doesn't want to put his brothers down,
I wanted to say, though...
To me, it is a cherry pick. But listen, Ryder's got his opportunity, and I'm not hating on him for that.
I wanted to say, obviously, before you go to Nick, you brought up the point of Canelo being a top pound-for-pound fighter. When you say that, like...
I didn't say he's the top for pound.
What were we saying, top 10? What were we saying, top 5? Okay, top 10.
I wouldn't like to give it a number, but I think most people in boxing Am I wrong, guys? Would
He's
that
a top
mean
10.
Canelo is in the...
He's
I mean,
been-
it wasn't
he's
that long ago. He was considered the number one.
He was my
Until
number
he
one
lost
for a
to
long.
Bivol.
He was my number one for a long period of time.
Ahead of Crawford. And ahead
yes.
of Usyk as well.
It's debatable between Usyk. Obviously, when Usyk was at cruiserweight, it was debatable between them. Now, after he moves up to heavyweight, I thought, see how he adjusts to the weight. Just to the weight.
And then after he beats AJ, you still had Canelo over Usyk.
No, but also around that time that he was beating AJ and different things like that, there were problems. Canelo was starting to slip around that same
I mean, Canelo does well against fighting English fighters. You know, when he fights anyone, you know, other than that, he kind of struggles. So I expect him not to struggle.
Anyway,
today.
man, let's bring in our boy Nick. You're talking too much.
But you're talking more than me, bro.
That's all good.
Yeah, but listen, I'm hosting this show, man.
Go
I'm
on,
the
I'm
chair.
joking. Go on.
You are the chair.
I can talk.
You're the chair
But
on the
let's hear
table.
from Nick, man.
Yeah,
What do you
I think the issue that I see with this fight, I said before, you know, come and check out our weekly podcast, Boxing Talk, every Thursday. But I did say on that show that I just don't see a path to John Ryder winning. I can't see John Ryder stopping him. I can't see John Ryder winning on points. So I can see a competitive fight. I can see John Ryder putting up a battle. But I think it's also a bit of a style clash. As Canelo starts to slow down, he doesn't press fights as much as he used to. He sits back. John Ryder likes to press the action a little bit more, and I think that is a terrible style clash for John Ryder, and it benefits Canelo as he times and counters. So I see a sort of a stoppage.
But I do see a. You are right. Don't get me wrong. Everything you said there is pretty much spot on. However, I do see a pathway for some success for John Ryder. As I said on the show during the week, Canelo, as good as he is and as experienced as he is, let's face it, the man's he's been around a long, long time. He turned pro up between 15 and 16 years old. Mm-hmm. He's now 32, which means he's been in the game 16 years now. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body. We know he's recently come off surgery for his wrist. We know he's got dodgy knees. I mean, this man doesn't even do road work for his fights. And he does have stamina issues, man. Even going back a few years, you know, I mean, he has to manage his fights. Now, you contrast that with John Ryder. John Ryder is an extremely fit, even by boxing standards. He's a very fit guy, very durable, very tough. And he's not the biggest puncher, but he does have a good work rate. He's durable. He takes a punch. So I think this could be a competitive fight, man. I'm looking at Canelo's last couple of fights, man. I've not been that impressed. James.
I like
Well, you
what you're saying.
are impressed, anyway. Sorry.
I like what you're saying, but I seriously don't see any pathway. As Nick said, I don't see any pathway to victory for Ryder. I'd love to sit here and say that it's going to be a swashbuckling, end-to-end fight, that Canelo's
But don't you see a competitive fight, though? Because what I've said is that I do agree with you. To me, I can't see a pathway for John Ryder to win because, as I said before, he ain't getting no decision on the cards. Mm-hmm. This fight is in Mexico. It's Canelo's homecoming. It's a Canelo promotion, for God's sake. You know what I mean? John Ryder is not going to get 2 out of the 3 judges to vote for him. No way. But I do think he can be very competitive. And he can leave an impression whereby a lot of people think, hey, you know what? On any given day, I might have given that to Ryder. I'm not saying that will happen, but I do think it'll be competitive.
No, it could be, but I think the first few rounds are going to be telling. The first few rounds, we're going to see, can he hang in there with Canelo? How rusty is Canelo? Canelo's
a slow starter.
He is, but we're going to be able to see you're going to see the quality. Is Canelo reading it well? Is Canelo letting it or dropping back, allowing him to come onto him so he can read his punches? Or is he getting swarmed? Is he getting overwhelmed? This fight just gets stopped.
We're watching the undercard here.
It's been a cracking fight. Did it just...
Yeah, no, he didn't get stopped. Julio Cesar Martinez, I don't know what he was doing. Like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the bell rung, but you protect yourself at all times. He's still walking forward, and he was just taking shots to the face. He didn't do anything.
Yeah,
I think he's going to get a point deducted because he punched after the bell. But he kept his hands down. Like, he done what Errol Spence done to
He done a Mayorga. He done a bit of a Mayorga and stuck his chin out there.
And just left it out.
You know what I'm noticing, right, about this fight, watching the screen here, people, is that is it me? But that ring looks very small. To
Yeah,
me.
it does actually look. You're right. Actually, it looks
How
tiny.
small that ring
Well,
is.
And let's bear in
you have
mind
to
these
bear
are
in mind,
small
th-
guys
yeah,
as
this-
well.
They're
One of them's
super
5 foot.
flyweights.
One
They're
of them's
both
5'2",
super
and the other one's 5'4".
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about the size of the ring.
No,
I
that's
know,
what I
but
mean.
we're
So
saying
it's going to be
they look
even
big.
smaller
They
when you
look
get
a
bigger
reasonable
guys
size
in
in the
there.
ring. Yeah, it is a really small
And
ring.
I'm thinking to myself, that in itself is for Canelo, isn't it?
That's going to play right into Canelo's
That
game
plays
plan, yeah?
right into Canelo's hands because
No,
Ryder.
but it's not like Ryder fights off the back foot, though.
Yeah,
does
but
he?
even if he's got better footwork than Canelo, he's going to be on his bike a bit more than Canelo is.
Does he have
Is he?
better footwork than Canelo?
Yes, he does. Canelo's got zero footwork. He's got no lateral movement.
0 footwork is unfair.
Zero footwork is very,
he
very
doesn't do a lot
unfair.
of lateral movement, but that's not the only type of footwork.
He
I
doesn't
wouldn't-
need the
I know what
lateral
you mean.
movement because his head movement
I
is so
wouldn't.
good,
I
and
wouldn't
his
even
judgment
say
of
Zach
punches is so good.
Ryder even has great footwork.
Okay,
neither.
so, okay, fair
neither of them
enough.
have
Okay.
great footwork.
Ryder is not Devin Haney, yeah? But what I'm saying is, you look at the size of that ring, it almost as if they said, right, we're going to make this ring as small as possible
Oh,
so
they did
Canelo
it.
don't have to go looking for you.
Canelo's done that all the time. That's why when he was fighting Billy Joe Saunders, Billy Joe, until like 24 hours before the fight, was like, I'm not going to come out. I'm not going to fight you because they kept trying to make the ring smaller and smaller.
Billy Joe does that for every fight. There's
He does
excuses
do that
before
for every fight,
It's
but
a tactic
Canelo
based.
was trying to make it really small to try and alleviate people's game
What's
plan.
the
And Billy
comment?
Joe
Done
was
that.
trying to make it really
Right,
big to
yeah,
run
let's
away.
have a look at some of the comments.
Wasn't trying to run away. How dare you?
Some people are trying to trigger me with stuff about
He was
Arsenal.
piecing
I'm
them
telling
up.
you now, I'm not commenting on anything to do with Arsenal.
You're right, you're hurting
This
yourself
is
there.
boxing. What's happened there?
I don't know.
But to answer your question, I think we'll see within the first few rounds if there's any shot for Ryder. But with the small ring, like you said, Canelo could just blow him out of the water.
I don't think he'll blow him out of the
This-
water,
this-
but he'll
this is-
definitely. I just think John Ryder gets stopped. I think that's the problem. It'll be competitive up until the point that John Ryder gets stopped. But John Ryder does get stopped.
Right, okay, so Clarence Worley, this is interesting. He says, this must be helpful, Laurie. No black boxer to cheer for. Like, what are you trying to say, Clarence? Actually, you know what?
Whoever that was,
let me just say this, right?
Spot on.
Let me just say
Laurie
this.
rattled.
No, I'm not rattled at all because, listen, I cheer for black boxers, but I also cheer for non-black boxers, and I actually do like watching Canelo. These guys will... What did I do earlier in the group today? What did I do?
You sent a
I
link
sent around...
of his good head movement.
I sent around a clip in the group, Clarence, of Canelo in his fight with Danny Jacobs, a little minute and a half clip where they were highlighting Canelo's head movement, and I was saying to these guys how impressed I was by that. So maybe I should send that to you because you obviously, you got this impression of me. But hey, listen, if that's how you feel,
You know,
I'm not going to hate on it.
but you know what though? When you bring up the head movement comment, you rarely see Mexican fighters with head movement that
Exactly,
good though.
yeah.
Normally they have really good hand skills. They block in the pocket very, very well. But rarely do you see someone from Mexico because
Ryan Garcia.
Julio Cesar Martinez face first fighting right now, and Ryan Garcia you brought up. I mean, I've never seen this guy even dip at the hip, much less.
Wow.
This guy's got horrible head movement. So
He's also not. He's Mexican descent, but he's American.
It's interesting with Canelo,
Learned
although
the
he's
Mexican
Mexican, he actually looks Caucasian. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
looks
he does.
Scottish.
but anyway, I don't want to go there. I'm not going, you know what I mean? But anyway, some other comments. James is an AJ simp. Too bad it's not UFC, says Ben. User 2,500 says fight cancelled. Ryder was pulled out with the flu with laughing emojis. Right, who else? Alex Brooke, Ryder ain't got a snowball's chance in hell. A lot of people
Doesn't.
think that.
no, he doesn't. He actually doesn't as well.
Himanshu Yadav says
Not a
David
snowball.
Benavidez should be next, definitely. Yep.
He won't be,
absolutely.
though. He won't be, though.
Canelo versus Bivol rematch, says Roders 007. Jay Hilton says Canelo round 6 KO.
Who wants to
This
see-
guy knows
Bivol
ball.
too much.
This guy knows
Who
ball.
wants to see Canelo versus Bivol? I don't want to see that. That was the one-sided fight the first time. I would want to see
Hey,
it
why
again.
not? Revenge. Repeat or revenge.
I mean,
Umar,
chance for
Umar Razak
redemption.
says Laurie boxing has levels. Ryder will go out on his shield. Yeah, could be the case. But you know what? I predicted that Ryder would go the distance. I'm kind of hoping he does. I think he's capable of going the distance. I don't think this version of Canelo is the same that was an absolute wrecking ball a few years back. And I do think he's regressed, both in skill set and in physicality. And I think Ryder, this is his big chance
Well,
I don't think he's
I'll
regressed
ask
in
you.
terms of skill set.
No, I would say he has.
I think he's
has.
regressed in terms of physicality.
You don't
and
regress
that's
skill
where
sets.
I
You
think
don't
you
lose
can
skill
regress
sets.
skill
Of course
sets.
he do. Your timing can regress very
No, but that's
easily
not.
after
That's
so-
not. That's not skill. That's not
course
his
it is.
knowledge. That's your physical
No,
ability.
I'll
That's
give you-
your.
Skill is-
That's your speed of judgment.
I'll give you one
That's
thing
not
that
your
there's
actual
This
no,
is currently the
skills.
difference between UFC and boxing that you're witnessing here.
there's one thing I'll definitely say, which I know for a fact you can never tell me that, is because punch stats wise, his punch stat connection against Golovkin was the lowest it's ever been. Golovkin and Bivol was the lowest punch that he's ever landed in terms of connection. What was that because of?
No,
Listen,
I don't mean.
I've been watching-
Okay, I mean, as in your knowledge,
Could I
your
just say,
ability.
right, I've been watching Canelo since he fought Matthew Hatton. I remember watching that fight.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. I don't know what year that was. That was a long time ago. Up until now. And I'm telling you, bro, I've seen Canelo put in some stellar performances. And when his last two performances against Bivol and Golovkin, respectively, he's not that same guy.
Okay, no, I'm not saying he is.
But hey, what
That
I'm
wasn't my
saying is
point.
that is just natural progression or regression because you can't expect
That's
him to
just
be that
age
guy
on your
anymore.
body. That's nothing to do
But what
with
I'm
his
saying,
knowledge
the timing,
of how to do the things.
timing of the counter punching and stuff like
Oh,
that,
of
it's not
course.
there anymore.
Yeah, that-
and I'm
when you've
saying
had a
that
long
if you're
career,
John
it's gonna
Ryder,
happen.
if you get yourself into magnificent condition, which is I'm sure that's what he's in, he can get himself in good mental shape. He can give Canelo a run for his money tonight.
Okay, if he takes Canelo the distance, is Canelo finished at the top level?
I mean,
Not necessarily, but I just think that Canelo's not that same guy that he was.
Okay,
when he was
but if
blasting
he
out
gets
man.
taken the distance by John Ryder, surely he's done at the elite.
No, but I've already told you that he's not that guy anymore.
I
But that
think
doesn't
even
mean
if-
to say
I
he's
think-
finished.
I think even if he knocks John Ryder out in 5 rounds, I still don't pick him to beat Bivol or
Yeah.
Benavidez. I still don't pick him
I
to beat
also
none of
I
those
was
guys.
saying this to a couple of friends of mine today. I actually think that the walls are closing in on Canelo because we expect him to get through this fight. But then where does he go next? Because the two obvious options for him are either Bivol, the rematch, or Benavidez. And personally, I don't think he wins either of those
It's got
fights.
I
to
think
be
he goes for
Benavidez.
Bivol.
It's got to be Benavidez.
You say that, but I'm hearing a rumor today, hot off the press, that it could be fighting Edgar Berlanga next. Now that is a massive cherry.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
That is plum.
as long as
That's
it's
not
not
even a
Dimitri
cherry,
Bivol,
that's a plum.
He loses that Dimitri Bivol fight 10 times out of 10.
I think he loses the Benavidez
And that-
fight as
he
well.
could-
But not
Bivol,
10 times
man.
out of 10. He might lose the
me,
Dimitri,
right,
but that's
can I
more of
just
a.
say, guys,
he'll lose
right?
it 6 out of 10.
Can I just say that the mere fact that they would even consider Berlanga tells you everything you want to know. But anyway, before we go there, I just want to get the panel's views. We discussed it off air, but it's only right we should talk about it. We previewed the fight in our DR Boxing Weekly show. Check out the DR Boxing Weekly show every week, every Wednesday or Thursday. Great
Come
show.
to me first, please.
I was
Please come
going
to me.
to say
Earlier
something,
on,
but you go.
I was out, but I did record it, and I came back, and I've got to say, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to Joshua Buatsi versus Pavel Sepian. Shane, take it away.
To be fair, me or Nick could have went first because we had Laurie
You go first, bro.
Laurie
What
and James was telling us that Buatsi was this best thing since sliced
No,
bread.
we didn't say that.
I know, I'm
We
joking,
didn't say
but
that.
we told both James and Laurie that Buatsi isn't that, and we said this performance
No,
wasn't
you said
going
that the
to be,
fight wasn't that.
yeah, and this performance wasn't going to be a catapult to bigger things.
Yeah,
After
you did
that
say that.
performance, there is no one telling me that this guy's going to world level after that performance. You guys both said we all.
Can't a guy have an off night? He's not fought for over a year.
But you have to remember, when you say can't the guy have an off night, he's auditioning for world title shots. That's what he's doing. I will give him some credit. You guys were talking about this guy. You guys are making all types of excuses. Maybe it's you with the black fighter bias. I don't know. But you lot were giving him excuses.
There's only
You lot,
for that.
you lot, my boy Clarence. I'm saying he messaged me. Listen, you lot were giving him excuses about changing broadcaster. I'm not giving him any excuses for that. I'll let him off maybe somewhat, and I'll take ring rust into consideration because he hasn't fought in a while. But other than that, talking about world title shots, on that type of performance, I think Anthony Yard puts him away. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, like I say, with the argument that I put to you guys last time is that off the back of this fight, he doesn't go into world title shots, whether that's because of an off night or whatever the case may be. You're on audition to go for world title shots. That's what you're in here for. That's what you actually left your promoter for, who's built you up from the Olympics, to go and do this. So it's not a question of can't you have an off night. If you're going to have an off night, like, it's like if you use a football analogy, if you're going to have an off night in the semi-final, what are the odds of you having a good night in the final?
Did he win the fight?
Yeah, you won the fight.
Did he win?
Yes.
You won the fight.
So that means he lives to see another day.
Exactly.
Now,
And there's a lot of fighters. Sorry to cut you
sorry,
off.
it's okay.
There's a lot of fighters. I mean, you look at the Tyson Furies of the world that actually raise their game when the opponent is better. A lot of fighters actually find it
Well
hard
said.
to be a flat track bully like Anthony Joshua that can just smoke all these less able fighters. A lot of people actually need someone that raises them, that challenges
I think
them
Martinez
in
is going to
order
get the
bring
stoppage
things
here.
out of their game.
And he couldn't knock him out. He couldn't raise himself to knock out that fighter.
No, I'm saying he needs an elite, like he will raise to the level of his opponent and just that level, the same way Tyson Fury does.
same way Tyson Fury does when he had those snore fests against Otto Wallin and one or two other guys.
That
That's what I
wasn't
mean.
a
But then when he
small
fights a
The-
Wilder
the,
or
the
a...
guy that you keep raving about, Alexander Usyk, when he fought Chisora, he looked lame. A lot of people said that David Haye was going around saying that he thought Chisora beat him.
Okay.
That was unfair because Chisora makes fights just very ugly and scrappy.
But the
No,
reason...
but the point I'm trying to make is, right, sometimes I think people give too much credence to fights that, you know what I mean, are build-up fights for the main fight.
Here's the reason why I don't agree with that is because both Tyson Fury and Usyk have shown that they're world level fighters. Both of them have done that. Whereas Buatsi has never, ever, ever shown us that he's a world level fighter. And you turned down £1 million to fight Bivol, to fight this dude.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Had Tyson Fury shown he was a world level fighter when he
Against
got dropped
Klitschko.
by Cunningham?
no, he didn't. But at that time, he wasn't a world
but
level
you-
But
fighter.
at
guys are
that
using
time, he hadn't raised. He had never shown a
Could
Klitschko
I
level
just say, for
performance
the
until
record,
Klitschko
Joshua
fight.
Buatsi won the fight on points, but I've got to say it was a bit of a snore fest. It wasn't very impressive, and I'm just keeping it real. I like Joshua Buatsi,
We all like Joshua Buatsi,
but
but
I've got to admit that the performance was pretty sterile, man.
before the fight, I said if he doesn't put this guy away this guy's never fought outside of Poland. If this guy and he's never fought any elite opposition, if he can't knock him out in the first half of the fight,
See, this is where me and you disagree.
if he
with stuff, like that.
okay, I'll give him.
You
I'll give him
can't
an
just
offer.
go in
If
the
he
ring
can't-
and knock everyone
if
out.
he
It just
can't-
doesn't work that way.
But tell that to Buatsi's got almost 100% knockout record. He's got a high percentage knockout record.
Yeah, but it just
So
like
if he wants to take a step up in opposition, he needs to be putting on better performances against this type of
yeah,
opponent.
agreed. But what I'm
That's
saying
it.
is, some guys are very good at like. I watched the fight tonight, Pavel Stepien, and he was very good at tucking up. You know what I mean? Not taking too many. He didn't take any risks. He didn't really come to win, that guy. He wanted to go the distance, and he went the distance. And yeah, it wasn't a great performance, but there's a danger of being overcritical. It wasn't a good performance, but you cannot say, oh, because he didn't knock him out in the first half of the fight,
Okay,
he's rubbish.
I appreciate that's a
That
little bit
is
over the
way
top.
off.
I
No one
appreciate-
said he's
but-
rubbish, though.
But I appreciate that's a little bit over the top. But what I'm saying is, if he keeps putting on performances like this, he'll never get the fights to be the world level
He'll get the
fighter.
fight.
Okay, can I ask you a
He'll get
question?
the fight.
Would you put him in there right now? Because you guys said he's going to world level. Would you put him in there?
Well, I never said he's going to world
You
level.
said
You said that
you
before the
said
fight.
that before the
I
fight.
did.
You both did
You
before the
both
fight.
said that.
No.
And
On Boxing Talk.
Boxing
It's
Talk,
on
you
YouTube,
both
they can go
said
watch
it.
it.
Yeah,
You
go
could
watch
roll
it
the
back.
clip back.
You both
I
said
never
it.
said he was going to world
One
level.
person at a time, please.
But my point is, would you go and put him in there with Bivol and Beterbiev after that performance? That's my question.
Not even that. Would you put him in there with Yard and Dan Aziz at right now?
Yes.
on
I
that
would.
performance?
I would. I wouldn't put money on him to win.
Exactly.
But I'll put him in there.
Exactly. So answer Shane's question. Would you put him in there with Bivol or Beterbiev right now?
Not with them right now, but it makes sense for him to take on Dan Aziz next because they're in the same stable, so there's no politics involved. It's an easy fight to make. And Dan Aziz, that's my boy. Shout out to Dan Aziz, good friend of mine.
Facts.
He is the British, Commonwealth, and European champion. So that's a lot of straps. That's a big domestic fight that would sell out any place in London. That seems like an obvious step. Now, I wouldn't make him necessarily the favourite in that fight, but it's a good fight. And if he comes through that, then we can start talking about world title
What's the comment
fights.
scene?
Right, what's the comment saying? I did like a comment I saw earlier. Let me just bring this up. Yeah, Francisco, big up. Francisco Alatorre. He says, Laurie, glad to see you back talking boxing. And just like there's levels to boxing, there's also levels to boxing analysis. Keep showing those kids the levels. I will do, bro. Thank you very much. Appreciate
I
that.
think he's referring to you, man. He ain't referring me no levels.
I'm
bro.
big. I'm the only one here other than Laurie that's hit big 30 blood. You know what I'm saying? So boy,
Franklin Cap says Mayweather, king of cherry picks. I don't know about that, bro. 50 and 0.
yeah.
If you look at his record, man, it's littered with world
Look at the
champions.
timing of when he fought fighters. He was
No,
very,
no,
very
there's
clever with
only
it.
maybe
And
2 or
also,
3 that he
what
fought
he
after
did
their
that he was
prime.
very clever as well. He never gave you a lot of time to train. He would announce a fight and he would fight like 6 weeks after. He would start his training camp before he announced the fight, and then he would announce the fight with you and
a
give
lot of
you
people
a
do that.
shorter training camp.
In fairness,
he's a very crafty man.
In fairness, lots
to
of
get
people,
that
lots of
fist
people
in.
do that when they
Yeah,
stay in shape year round. It's your fault if you.
No. He would actually start it.
I
Like 4
understand
weeks
that, but he
before
also-
I
and then
agree
he
with
would
Nick.
do
If
that.
you're a professional fighter,
He stays
it's,
in
all-
shape.
it's a year-round
As
thing.
Conor McGregor said, stay ready so you don't have to get
Exactly.
ready.
I said to
But-
you the other day, how many times a week do you go to the gym? And you said 7. You're not even a professional fighter. So if you can go to the gym 7 days a week,
absolutely.
you would expect a professional
for
fighter.
me-
So what you've said there, I'm sorry.
No, but
that's
it's
not
different. There's a
relevant.
difference between going to the gym and a training camp.
For
and
me- You're a
professional
preparing
athlete.
for a
For me-
fighter.
Tell Ryan Garcia that.
Canelo will always be the king of cherry picks for me. Canelo will always be the king of cherry
That's
picks.
unfair.
Let me tell you why. I've never seen a dude run from undisputed. This guy ran from undisputed at 160. He had 1 belt left to get at 160, 1 fight away, and he didn't take it. So from that point
Shouldn't
onwards,
say that. You'd be accused of favouring black fighters. Like,
I'm just telling you the truth. He had 1 fight.
He's favouring a Mexican fighter, to be fair, in this argument, right?
No, Andrade.
No,
Oh, Andrade, yeah,
Andrade
sure.
had the WBO and he had the other 3, and he didn't fight Andrade. He moved up to 175 to so-called chase greatness.
Nico says, hey guys, I have DAZN on my phone but I have Virgin. Can I watch this on my TV or do I have to watch it on my phone?
It's pay-per-view, is it not? There's
No, but if you got the
He's got
app,
the DAZN app.
if you got the app, you should be able to watch it on any device.
Yeah.
Because I'm here, obviously, in the studio, but I do subscribe to DAZN and I can watch it on my phone, my laptop, my TV, anything like that.
Did you have to pay for that? Because isn't the fight on pay-per-view?
Yeah.
in
You
America?
pay for the don't you pay for the DAZN subscription?
And then
You pay
there's
for the
pay-per-view
zone
on
and
top.
then a pay-per-view. You pay for both.
Pay for both.
Yeah.
For this fight.
That's the zone, mate. Game changed. What can you say? Game is changed.
Say nothing more about that.
Roders 007 says, we need James to fight on Misfits. He has a big mouth. Would you take that? Would you
Oh,
take
I'd
the
love
Misfits?
to fight on Misfits, mate.
Who's gonna? Who's
Who
at his
would you
weight class?
target? Who
Who's
would
at
you-
his weight
who-
class?
who would
Who's
you
at my
target?
clout class? Nobody.
Who would you
There's no
target?
money in fighting me. But
I reckon you could deal with, what was it, Swarms?
Swarms, yeah, I would
you
fight
deal with him,
Swarms, yeah.
'cause-
At my weight class, he is quite a few weight classes above me. I'm like six.
I wouldn't fancy your chances against Salt Pappy though.
Salt Pappy,
To
slap
me, he's
Salt
the
Pappy,
best.
No problem, mate. No
Salt,
problem.
to me, in terms of skills,
So
Salt
he's-
Pappy is the best YouTube boxer.
Well, we're gonna see next week if he's up to the billing.
And
He's
second
got
is
a big fight against
second
Anthony
is
Taylor,
KSI.
but KSI is the best. No, KSI is the best.
Nah, Salt Pappy.
Second best, Jake Paul.
I think in terms of
Third place,
skill
Salt
In
Pappy.
terms of
sets,
technicality.
KSI, but I think
Oh.
the trouble with Salt Pappy is that he lacks conditioning.
He
Whereas
does, but
KSI,
each fight he's getting more and more conditioned. You can
don't
see
know,
he's
man,
losing
I
the
don't
weights.
know.
And Eason Gibbs up there if you're talking technical.
He needs to join the Reynoso camp to get that Reynoso pack.
I'll
Then
tell you who
he can-
I'd fight Deji. That's who I'd go for. That'd be a good fight. That'd be a fun.
yeah, I
fun
think you
fight.
beat him as well. No, actually, no, I'm
Deji's
sure
a good
about
fighter, mate.
Deji.
He's
He's
fought
improved.
Floyd Money Mayweather. I mean, he got toyed with.
That was
by
not
Mayweather,
fight.
but-
Yeah, I think you beat Swarms. I think Deji dust you. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never seen you fight. I'm not gonna lie though. You're more into like MMA, so you might be trying to kick and do takedowns and them stuff. So yeah. I'm
On
not
that
too
as
sure.
well, let me just say, guys, next week, DR Boxing, we are covering the KSI Fournier fight. I've got to admit, I watched the face-off, and what's that, on 1 million views by now? It's crazy views, bro.
It's KSI.
KSI,
is
yeah.
the bread man.
It was like 350,000 in an hour.
Yeah, I think
No
it
surprise.
must be about, if not 1 million, nearly.
Ooh.
But what I would say is, it's quite an entertaining face-off. Joe Fournier looked very confident, but I'll tell you this now, KSI for me all day. I know Joe Fournier is a professional.
He was very. He
But
was
he's not
really.
very
He was
good.
really good on the mic. I mean, the standout quote,
Professional
obviously.
what?
You call yourself the nightmare, but you're just a wet dream.
Professional what?
Joe Fournier is a professional fighter.
Fighter, like boxer. Or
Yeah, yeah. He
boxer,
has
yeah.
a professional license. He's had professional fights. I
Well,
think
it's
he's
like-
unbeaten.
well,
I'm
KSI
telling
also
you
has a
about no
professional
quality
license.
control in this. There's no quality control for.
Let's
A
not-
lot of
you're
these
right.
guys are getting boxing license, and there is no There's
No,
no
but that's
quality
the same with
control.
loads of boxers, mate. I could get a professional boxing.
That's
license.
my
Just
issue.
because they have a, just because they have a social media following. Look at all the guys that Tommy Fury fought before Jake Paul, and those so-called professional boxers that nobody had heard of, but would classify as professional boxers, that were absolute tomato cans, for want of a better word, that were just there to get knocked out.
But that
There's
happens
so many
in boxing,
people.
though.
Of
Yeah.
course there is. But so exactly.
You fight journeyman, that's perfectly fine. Like, you fight journeyman, everybody fights journeyman all the way through their career.
But they're still called professional boxers. But if someone calls KSI a professional boxer, then everyone's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Despite the fact he has the same credentials as that journeyman professional boxer.
But this is the thing. In this case, he's fighting a professional, and in the case where he fought, what's that guy that was just kept patting the back of his head? That guy.
Pianetta?
No.
not
Pineda.
Pineda, that's the
Pineda.
one.
He fought
He
a
looks
professional
about 3
there.
weight classes
But
below
for the
KSI.
most part, he doesn't fight professionals. KSI.
No, this is
No,
the
he
first
does,
proper
though.
professional he's
No, he
fighting.
doesn't.
Yeah,
KSI,
all the people
for
he
the most
fights
part.
get professional licenses.
No,
No,
but
but you
I
know,
mean,
before
they don't.
that,
Before that, they
they're
weren't
not professional
professionals.
boxers.
But being a journeyman, everyone fights journeyman. You're allowed to fight journeyman. But I'm just saying, for the most part, he hasn't fought professionals.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm looking forward to that fight next week. And I do believe that KSI will smoke Joe Fournier, whose biggest claim to fame is that he's David Hayes' mate. And he once did a exhibition fight with him. But, you know, apparently he's had 6 or 7 pro fights and he's unbeaten. Who he's been fighting, God only knows.
Yeah, he's just.
Because I've seen some clips of his fights and he does
He's
not
just a
look very
bread
good.
man that did it for fun. He's just some
Well,
multi-millionaire.
he's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
businessman.
multi-millionaire, and he was just for fun out in Dubai. He's like, all right, let's have some pro boxing fights or whatever.
He's
'Cause
probably
he
a
has so much
tough
money.
guy. I'll give him that. You know what? You got to give him props because listen, man, I've boxed as a decent,
Give props to anyone that gets in there.
decent amateur, and I can tell you now, man, it's not easy getting punched in the face. Just the training alone.
Especially
so for him
in front
to
of 20 odd thousand.
exactly, so for him to get in a ring, especially as a professional, which was way above what I did. You got to give him some credit for that. And he's actually won fights. So he must be half decent. So I shouldn't disrespect him too much. Right, let's talk about Ben Whittaker, who was on the undercard of the Joshua Buatsi fight. Now, actually, no, I don't want to preempt anything. Who saw the Ben Whittaker fight? Who wants to go
I
first?
didn't see that.
Shane, did you see it?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I've
James?
been
I
sleeping.
haven't seen it. I was sleeping also.
You guys napped before you came here?
Yeah, I had a nap. I was doing the Saturday football show, mate.
Oh, yeah, of
To
course.
get
I
sleep.
wasn't able to nap. I was just doing other stuff. But.
Oh, sorry. I think it was the second or round knockouts. He spent half the time showboating, and he basically stopped a hapless Scotsman in a couple of rounds. It was very easy. Doing a lot of showboating. Too much for me, to be honest. I do like Ben Whittaker, but I think he's got to cut a lot of that stuff out. I think it's going to make him a bit unpopular if he carries on. He came in the ring with the leopard skin outfit. It was his tribute to Naz, who I think is his favourite fighter growing up. And you can see the Naz influence because he's, doing showboating, shaking the booty and all that stuff. But
I wish we had a fighter
Bit too
like
much for
Prince
me.
Nassim now, man. Someone that really gets the entertainment side.
I mean,
You've got to be a good boxer first, and then
Oh,
that,
yeah,
all
that's
that
what I
should come
mean.
later.
I mean, would you read it? Let's be honest, like,
Some of the clips of him, like I never really got to watch too much of him because I was too young. But the stuff he was
I
doing
think
in there
Nassim was a
unreal.
great British fighter, and obviously he achieved so much great things.
Oh,
But
here we go.
no, there's no buts. But I feel like when you look at boxing nowadays, like, be grateful for what you have. Like, we got a lightweight division that's just studded.
Nah,
with
but I
talent.
mean, he was like dancing. He was busting moves in the ring while he
Yeah,
was
that's-
there. His head,
I
movement,
get you, I
His
get you,
style
but-
was so unique.
who's the
and
greatest
entertainment.
British fighter for you that you've seen?
Greatest British fighter
That you've seen?
from my lifetime, Anthony Joshua.
You're on drugs.
Wow.
You
Joe
can't be
Calzaghe.
serious. You can't be serious.
To me, it's out of Joe Calzaghe and Lennox. I'd go for Lennox.
Lennox
Well, I
Lewis.
was-
The reason why I
alive
go
when
for
Lennox
Lennox
was
because he
fine.
had the harder opposition.
And another reason.
No,
what
but
we're
you
not gonna
can't. You
say.
can't go
There's
for
another
Lennox,
reason
mate.
as well.
You can't go for Lennox.
Why can't I go
Because
for
we
Lennox?
weren't alive when he was
Bro,
fighting.
I was alive.
You weren't alive when
I
he
was
was
alive when I watched Vitaly Klitschko and I watched Mike Tyson fights. I watched both of those fights, bro.
What, how old were you when they?
Bro, my father was a massive Lennox Lewis fan. I watched all. Whilst
But
I
could
was
you
growing up,
properly conceive
I
what was going on?
vividly remember those fights, bro.
Okay,
I'm
fair
not, I'm
enough.
not asking.
Lennox
I'm
were
telling
that
you,
long
bro.
ago.
Nah, no. But
I'm older than you, bro.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I didn't like Lennox's
To
style
me,
for
it's
heavyweight.
between Calzaghe
Yeah, it's Calzaghe.
and Lennox. I'd go for Lennox simply because Lennox's opposition was of a higher standard. But I can see why some people would go for
But
Calzaghe.
also, Calzaghe's like.
Is that all right for you,
best-
Clarence?
Calzaghe's best names was after, like, a lot of those fighters were after their best. Like, Roy was after
Well, actually,
his best, Bernard
Tyson
Hopkins was after
Fury
his
as
best.
well. I'd have to. I
No,
debate
definitely.
by the end of the career either Tyson Fury, AJ.
Do you think Tyson Fury's had that great a career though?
Yeah, Tyson Fury.
Yeah, he has.
If he
Why-
if he
why?
cleans out, like I said, if he cleans
has.
out AJ and Usyk, he's top 10 of all time.
No, you
No
didn't.
question.
You said he's the best of all time.
No, I
Did he
didn't
not-
say
Yeah,
the.
Did he not say that?
No, I didn't say. I said he'll go down as the best heavyweight. Arguably the best heavyweight if he beats those two guys.
He beats AJ and Usyk. He's the best heavyweight of all time.
He's in the conversation. He's in the top 3.
That's
for
if
sure.
he fights them. I
It's
mean,
a howler.
No,
I
it's
mean-
not a howler. If he
No,
beats
it's not
AJ
that
and Usyk,
far-fetched, though.
if
It's
he
not
beats
that
AJ and
far-fetched.
it
Usyk,
is far-fetched.
No, it's not.
He's got 2 wins against Wilder, not 3, as a lot of people
if
keep
he
saying.
beats AJ and Usyk,
He would have cleaned out he would have cleaned
error.
out his error.
undefeated.
He would have cleaned out his error
But
if
there'd
he
be,
does
there'd
that.
be asterisks for drugs,
Yeah.
and there would be asterisks for cherry picking people
Yeah.
at certain times.
Everyone
Oh,
cherry picks though,
100%.
man. Do you
100
give Floyd Mayweather asterisks for cherry picking?
Ali
Yes.
didn't cherry pick.
Who did he
Muhammad Ali
cherry
did.
pick?
Bro, look at his timing with the fights, man.
You
Look at
name
what
me
he
what
did
he-
with the Pacquiao
Mosley.
fight, man. He waited
We're
until
talking
he was
about
an
Muhammad
old
Ali.
man
We're
and then
talking
he
about Muhammad Ali.
completely
We're talking
killed
about
him.
Muhammad Ali didn't cherry pick.
Who did he cherry pick?
I didn't say Muhammad Ali.
No,
I said
but
Floyd
You're
Mayweather.
saying
We're
he's
talking
going
about
to be
Muhammad
the
Ali.
best, though.
You're talking about heavyweights.
Heavyweight.
No, but-
I think you've been really disrespectful by saying that. I mean,
Well, no, I love Floyd Mayweather. He's the greatest of all time, in my
hang
opinion.
On,
but-
hang on. Who did Floyd Mayweather?
Mosley.
He fought everybody.
Mosley, he did not fight Mosley at his best at 135.
Yeah, but he fought him.
When
that's what I mean,
Mosley
he
was his
cherry-picked
best
the
at
time.
135, he did not fight Mosley
He
at
waited
135.
until
We can all say that.
He waited
No, but
and
that's the
fight until
truth,
fighters
though.
were on the come
That's the
down, and then
truth.
he fought them.
Look at Floyd's resume. It's a who's who of world champions.
Of course, but he timed it so well. He
Yeah,
waited
but
until they
everyone
were
does
getting
that, bro.
rusty. That's
Like-
no, but that's cherry picking. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but that is
No,
cherry
but-
picking. That's exactly the same thing. You're cherry picking timing instead of cherry
Well,
picking.
listen, man. Floyd, don't throw shade on Floyd.
He's the greatest of all time, but he did cherry pick.
But when you're talking about greatest heavyweights of all time, you brought up Tyson Fury, and Nick
Yeah.
was saying Ali didn't.
What's
cherry-pick.
Tyson
Ali has
Fury's
not
best
I
win?
never
anyway.
said Ali cherry pick.
But you're
What's
saying he's
Tyson
better
Fury's
than him.
best win?
You're saying if he beats
Hang
those
on,
people,
hang
go
on. Tyson Fury's best win. What is it?
Wilder.
Klitschko, bro. Has to be
Yeah,
Klitschko.
The second Wilder fight.
And how many?
Klitschko.
No, Wilder.
And he
When
didn't-
are
he
you
didn't-
talking about name or are you talking about performance?
Mate, you're forgetting this guy was a reigning champion who was almost going to take over.
Yeah.
He would have broken.
I think
The
that's
record.
his
The
best
record.
win as well because he
Klitschko.
went to Germany and beat Klitschko at a time when Klitschko was
was
very
undefeated
dominant.
for like
Yeah.
12.
But other
years
than
or
that,
something like
he's
that?
got the 2 fights against Wilder because let's face it, the first fight
He should have won.
he didn't win
He
that
got
fight.
robbed.
In fact,
He
he
got
he
robbed.
didn't get robbed.
He got
was
robbed brutally, man.
It's a long count.
He batted.
bro.
I mean, it was
the
a
man
long
was on
count.
the floor for 13
No,
seconds.
yeah. Look
No,
at Buster
yeah.
Douglas, Mike Tyson. He was also on the floor for 13 seconds,
We're
mate. It
not
happens
talking
all the
about- we're
time.
not talking
If the
about
ref had
So what we're
counted
saying,
earlier, Mike.
what we're
Tyson
saying, he
Fury
didn't
got
get
up
robbed
earlier.
then, did he?
No,
If
he
anything,
did.
Wilder got robbed.
No, because he would have got up earlier if the ref had counted
Nick-
earlier. He was
Nick-
waiting for the ref's count before he
Nick-
got up.
Nick's basically said it. I personally wouldn't say it's a long count, but how many fights have you
So what
watched?
do you mean you wouldn't say it's was a long
No,
count? That's
every
an
fight's a
established
long
fact.
count, man.
Listen
One
to
at a
what
time,
I'm,
one at a
listen to
time.
what I'm going to say.
Order.
I wouldn't even say it's a long count. I would say, and we will
It's an
all
established
agree,
fact.
In every single case, when you see a guy's eyes roll back, it doesn't go to a count. It just gets waved off.
That's not what we're saying.
No,
How
I'm-
long was he on the floor for?
Listen to what I'm
No,
saying.
no.
How long was
Listen to what
Buster
I'm saying.
Douglas
Hold
on
on.
the
Wait,
floor?
wait,
when he
Laurie,
beat Mike
Wait
Tyson?
1 second.
Laurie, let me land.
No, but you're not talking facts. He was on the floor
we
for
are
over
talking-
10 seconds.
I'm saying something to agree with you, and you're still
You're not, no,
disagreeing.
but you're saying, yeah,
Hold on,
but
let him
his
finish.
eyes rolled back. He
So
was
I'm
on
saying
the
Let him
the
floor.
finish.
fight should
Let
have
him
been
finish.
waved off. He should
Shame,
have been knocked
shame,
out straight away.
shame.
It shouldn't even have gone to a count.
Shame. It's a matter of fact that he was on the floor for longer than 10 seconds.
10
That's
seconds
not
is
my
not
opinion.
a 10 count, though. 10 seconds is not a 10 count. There's a difference between a 10
So
seconds
what I'm
and a
saying,
10 count.
by virtue of that, is that he was lucky that night.
Of course he was
And that's
lucky.
what Shane's
That's
saying
what
as well.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
bro.
so
same.
when
What
you say, so when people like this man say he
Wilder
got
was
robbed,
lucky, mate. He did get robbed.
You just
how
said
could he have
disagree
got
with me,
robbed?
Because he battered him the entire fight. He gets knocked down in the 12th round and he comes back
In
and he
that
still
fight,
wins the
go
round.
back and
He's
watch
still
that-
piecing him up at the end of the 12th round.
James, go back and watch that fight. Fury didn't throw a punch for 6 rounds.
Fury was controlling it, mate. Wilder couldn't do anything. This is a Fury who came off losing all that weight. He was ripe for the taking, and Wilder could.
What's
not
that got to
touch
do
him.
with
It was
scoring the
different
fight?
class, mate. Different gravy, mate.
Anyway,
He was
okay,
battering
so
him. He was dancing
all
around
right,
him. He
so
was
but
fighting
anyway,
the
the
fight.
record will show that he never won that fight. So he's 2 wins over Wilder and 1 against Klitschko,
Yeah.
right? And you're saying that he's the best of all
If
time.
he beats Usyk and AJ.
No, hold on. You're saying
And
he's the best of all based on
you're just
that.
going to ignore those Derek Chisora fights?
Yes, I am.
Yes, we're ignoring Derek.
But you
Chisora.
ignored what he said, what James said. James says if he beats Usyk and AJ.
Okay, fine. So he would have Klitschko, 2 wins against Wilder, AJ, and Usyk.
Yeah, Usyk, who is one of the greatest boxers of all time, if he cleans him out. Anthony Joshua, who in his heyday was one of the greatest
Joshua's
heavyweights
dusted.
we've had in this, probably the greatest heavyweight we had in this country.
You
Since
just said
Lennox
Fury
Lewis.
was the greatest of all time. Now
No,
you're saying
I
Josh
said
was
if he cleaned him out at the time when AJ was at
Okay,
his best,
fine.
he
But
was the
that-
greatest heavyweight since Lennox
That on
Lewis.
his resume still doesn't touch. Still, even if you want to say that Mayweather's cherry picking, still doesn't touch Mayweather's resume. Definitely doesn't touch Muhammad Ali's
I said,
resume.
Mayweather's
Possibly
my goat.
doesn't touch Lennox Lewis's resume.
But Lennox Lewis is
No,
It's
it's
competitive,
no,
it's
no, it's
competitive between their
competitive.
resumes.
It's definitely debatable. You could
mate.
argue.
Those
You could
four
argue.
names are big names. Wilder, Klitschko, Usyk, Anthony Joshua in the history of boxing. If you look back in 30 years, with now nostalgia,
I don't think
gassing
AJ
up
and Wilder
that.
in 30
It's
years.
nostalgia, man. Because you're looking at these guys now. You're
Potentially.
underrating the AJs and the
Potentially.
Usyks. Those are
Right,
big
let me
names,
let me
man.
just go to the comments because we've got a few comments here. A couple of people having a pop at me. Dan Griffith says, Laurie's bias clouding his judgment for the first time I've seen. Fury needs more respect, though. In my opinion, his skill set is at a high level. Listen, I don't disagree with anything you said about his skill level. I'm saying that, you know what I mean, his best wins are against 2 wins over Wilder and 1 against Klitschko, and I don't think that deserves him to be ranked as the greatest of all time, as James was saying.
But you're missing the key point. If he beats AJ and Usyk.
But you know what I mean, I'm not putting that ceiling up there yet. But his best wins are 2 wins against Wilder, who, let's face it, a lot of people were saying before he fought Wilder they didn't rate Wilder. All of a sudden, Fury beats him, and Wilder's this phenomenon.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? So come on now.
I think it's
let's
actually
keep
the other
it
way
100.
around. I think it's the other way around, where
There's
he
a
was a
comment here.
knockout phenomenon until he got schooled by Fury, and now people don't
There's
rate
a
him.
comment here I want to read out from Andrew Green. Laurie, just fist up James and end the debate.
No, that's my guy, man. I wouldn't do that.
No, but you wouldn't do that to him. the funniest thing is, though, in some ways, I actually do agree with James in some ways, because I think if he does beat Usyk and AJ, which I think he doesn't beat Usyk, by the way, but if he does beat Usyk and AJ, he will be a top 10 heavyweight of all time easily.
Undisputed.
Like, for me,
Yeah,
it'll put him ahead.
top five,
It'll put him ahead of Mike Tyson. It'll put him ahead of Joe Frazier. It'll put him ahead of George Foreman. It'll put him ahead of a lot of those guys that we put in the top 10.
I'm not sure if I agree with that because you can.
Who on Mike Tyson's resume is anywhere near Usyk and Klitschko? Who on Mike
Larry
Tyson?
Holmes.
Larry Holmes 3 years out of the ring and was over 40 years
Yeah,
old.
but you
Come on,
said
bro.
this.
No,
Yeah,
but
I just told you.
can't-
Come on, bro.
so here's the thing: when comparing resumes, we have to make a decision about: are we just going name for name?
No,
or
we're
are we-
going at the time of the-
or
Going
are we
bar for
taking-
bar,
or
mate.
are we taking all of the context into
all
account?
the context into
Because
account.
we can take all the context into account for everybody. We could say, okay,
Yeah, of course.
Fury never fought AJ when AJ was in his prime. He waited till he had 3 losses on his record or 2, however many
course,
losses.
of
whatever.
I guarantee
There's
you.
always going to be the
I
same
didn't
type
bring
of.
age up.
guarantee you, if John Ryder pulls off the unbelievable tonight, there'll be people saying, yeah, but Canelo was shot. That weren't the real Canelo.
You've
That's
already
just the way
said
boxing
Canelo's
works.
shot, though. You've already said
No, I did say he was
Canelo's not
shot. You
the
see,
real
this is
Canelo.
what you're saying.
You
I
said
said he's past
he
his
was,
best.
You said he was done. He's finished
Bro,
at the top.
if you
level.
can find a
He's
clip
washed.
of me saying that
He said
Canelo
he's
shot, I
washed.
will personally.
Might as well not even bother
I will
turning up to
personally
the ring.
give you
He said-
£10,000.
Wow. Okay.
No,
like,
seriously, if you can find
I'll
the
use
clip.
AI and make that clip, blood, for 10
Production
bags. Are you
team.
mad? Hey, chat GPT, we'll make that
Hey,
clip.
listen,
You are
hey,
paying
listen.
for that 10 grand. Yeah.
Production team, if you can find a clip of me saying that Canelo's shot, I will personally give James £10,000.
God, you alluded
I'm
to
looking
it.
for that.
You
I didn't say
alluded to
that.
it. From what you
I'll
can
make
say,
it.
you can infer from the source.
I
You
said-
heavily alluded to
All
the
he
fact
said is that
was
he said that he's regressing a little bit.
Yes.
A
That is
little
lo-
bit,
See,
quite
he's
a lot,
regressing.
Yeah, but that's a
Physically
long
and
way of
technically.
saying that he's shot.
You
He
said
just-
he's he's
not as
that
good as
guy.
he
You
used
said
to
he's
be.
not that guy anymore.
Exactly.
Another comment
Finito.
here. Someone said Leeds are the real ones that are finished, going down,
no
going
need for
down,
that.
going down.
Why are you gonna? Well, if you're gonna talk about that, then I'm gonna talk about how you bottled the league title in which you were on
How do
top
you know
for
he's an Arsenal fan?
274 days. I know Nick's.
I just read out the comment.
You read. You had to cherry pick a comment about Leeds. But
That is a
okay,
cherry
let's talk
pick, though.
about.
I'm trying to engage.
Let's talk
I'm
about
trying to
you guys
engage,
cherry
sir.
picking the bottle of which you threw the title away with. What was it? 234 days at the top of the league, and you're still not gonna win.
This
it?
is a boxing show. We're not going to talk about football now.
That's what I thought, Nick.
Unless we're responding to comments.
Yes. What is AJ's biggest win? Michael Dow says. Klitschko, probably.
It will still probably be Klitschko.
It's not Charles Martin. That's for sure.
Klitschko or
Ruiz.
Nah. I'm
Povetkin?
thinking, I was going to say, Alexander Povetkin at the time when he fought
No, it's
Povetkin.
Klitschko.
Klitschko's
No, it's
big.
Vladimir Klitschko.
It's gotta
Yeah,
be
Klitschko. But the only reason why is because Klitschko hadn't fought for 2 years and he was coming off a loss. That's the only thing. When you take context into the question.
Yeah. So
When
both-
Drew Green says Laurie pulling an AGT with that bet. Well, if I'm capping, show me the clip and I'll pay the 10,000. Because I never said that. What I said is Canelo has regressed in skill set, which is obvious to me. I've been watching boxing a long time, bro.
In the mean,
Canelo is not that guy that he was a few years. And listen, it's not
really
Canelo's fault. It happens to every one of us on this planet. We rise up, we peak, you plateau, and then you start to slide.
in the
Father times
meantime,
a
It's
though,
just natural, bro. That's,
Au natural.
don't hate on that. It is what it is.
Martinez obviously won his fight as well. Julio Cesar Martinez won his fight. I'm hoping that Canelo's next, but I don't know. What's
Yeah,
the
Martinez
runner?
won that. Looked a bit of a phone booth fight. He's trained by Eddie Reynoso as well, isn't he? So that's a good
Yeah.
win for the camp.
What are your thoughts on Eddie Reynoso? Because I rate him as a trainer, not as a person.
Why do you rate him as a trainer?
No boxing.
Do
No
you know what
life,
it
my
is?
man.
I think for me, he trains an aesthetic style. When I say I rate him as a trainer, I'm not going to say, I'm not going by world champions and stuff like that. But I like the style of fight.
What is the style?
All of the fighters that he trains look very, very.
I didn't ask you that. I said, what is the style?
I'm literally mid answering. I was saying they all look really aggressive. It's
Okay.
stereotypical kind of Mexican style of coming forward, high guard, and very, very aggressive. So that to me is much more entertaining than maybe some other styles that are a bit more pragmatic.
Would you say Canelo's very aggressive? I wouldn't say
A
that.
few years ago, Canelo was very aggressive.
Okay.
I think so.
I think
Especially when he was eating those steaks.
I think it's calculated aggression. It's
Yeah.
certain,
Yeah, that's
you know,
not very aggressive, though.
Yeah, it is.
What's
That's
his
a lot-
name was
it's-
a very
Calculated
Yeah.
aggression is not very
course
very
it is.
aggressive.
More aggressive than a lot of pragmatic trainers that you'll see.
No, but very.
It's not careless aggression, but it can still be very aggressive just because it's
I
calculated.
mean, what's his name's very aggressive. Julio
Don't get me
Cesar
wrong. I haven't
Martinez
got
is
a problem with calculated aggression.
Neither do
I
I.
actually prefer that than watching somebody just walk forward without no defense.
I mean,
But yeah, in answer to you, what you said, yeah, I do rate Reynoso, but I just sometimes feel that some trainers get overrated based on their main guy. So for example, I think, to me,
That's fair.
I think Freddie Roach is a very overrated trainer. And a lot of people just
Yeah, but to get that main
label
guy
this
to
guy
that
an
level,
all-time
you
great
need
because
to
of
be a
what he
good
did with
coach.
Pacquiao. Huh?
To get that fighter to that level, you have to be a great coach. Just like Carlo Ancelotti.
Who did Freddie
Carlo
Roach train from
Ancelotti's-
ground up?
Credit Carlo Ancelotti's very good at managing
We're
the
not
high
talking
level.
football.
No, but I'm just using an analogy. Sometimes
No,
people
but
are
it's
great
not-
at
it's a
coaching
very-
great
it's
ones
a-
and not building
that
up
analogy
someone.
that is so
nonsense.
different.
It's not a nonsense
No,
analogy.
it
It
honestly
is.
It's a good
It's a
analogy.
sport.
Honestly, it is.
Good
It honestly
analogy. When
is.
someone is that good that they're at the elite level, it takes
No,
no
who
skill
did?
set to
Hang
train
on.
them.
Let me take him to top. Who did Freddie Roach train from ground up?
I can't give you an answer on that one.
The reason why is because I can easily say that Floyd Senior, who trained Floyd Mayweather, he trained him to be the best fighter of all time. Does that mean Floyd is the best coach?
But,
No, I
Roger
would.
Mayweather was quite heavy.
Both.
No, but you know what?
Neither
You
of
know what I'd
those.
say
Neither of
about,
those.
you know what I'd say
Neither of
about
those were elite
Floyd?
Senior
coaches.
came in at the
Neither
end
of
of
those
his
were
career.
elite
One at a
coaches.
time, please. What I would say about Floyd Mayweather Senior is Oscar De La Hoya, at one point in his career, was trained by Floyd Mayweather. And you can go and look up the quotes as we're watching John Ryder get gloved up. He said that Floyd Mayweather was the best trainer that he ever had. So
Ricky Hatton was trained by Floyd Mayweather
And he got
Senior, and
knocked out.
he didn't like it at all because he didn't even use any southpaws in the camp when he was fighting Pacquiao. But
well,
No, that's a lie. That's not true.
that's what he said.
There was a southpaw he used in that fight in that camp.
But that's it. His words.
That's not necessarily
Ricky Hatton's words.
Because there's a story, a famous story where Eris Landy Lara knocked Ricky Hatton out in sparring. That's
Yeah,
a
I heard
famous
that
story.
too.
But
I heard
is it true?
Actually,
Is it
I didn't
hearsay?
think he knocked him out. Apparently, beat him up badly.
I personally heard that he got. I personally heard he got knocked out, but I could.
But these days, some of these sparring stories. I mean, I heard one the other day with Teofimo Lopez's dad. First, he said he knocked Devin Haney out in sparring, and when he was pressed, he said, "Well, we didn't knock him out, but he was buzzed." And after the sparring session, he had to sit down. That is not being knocked out. Is it?
No, it's not.
So these sparring stories, man, they're
Yeah.
one a penny,
But
especially these days.
In regards to Eddie Reynoso, like he's done a good job with the fighters that he has, and I would say he's a top 10 coach in the world, but he's not like what people are putting him on. And if you listen to his in-corner instructions in the Bivol fight, it just shows you how there's levels. Like his in-corner instructions for Canelo when he translated it to English was horrible.
Same with when Oscar Valdez got absolutely schooled by Shakur Stevenson. There was a point in that fight when Valdez came back to the corner looking nonplussed and bewildered. He was getting beaten up. And Eddie Reynoso says, "You got to throw more punches." What?
That sounds bad out of context, but
No, but that is actually true.
no, I
That
know,
is
but
actually a
I'm
true
saying
story.
there are times where those could have been perfect instructions
Yes,
to go in the
I
fight. So
agree.
out of
But,
context,
but when you're
that
getting
sounds
slapped
bad.
up by Shakur Stevenson, southpaw,
Yeah.
and you ain't got a clue, and you're coming back and your head's like it's on a swivel, I'm not sure if you got to throw more punches is the right advice.
Here's a question that we've got from one of the comments there. Is Canelo the greatest Mexican boxer of all time?
No
Where does he
chance.
stand?
Not for me.
Where
No
does he
chance.
stand against other Mexican boxers?
To me, I can name a couple straight away. J.C. Chavez, Salvador or Sanchez, to go way back in the day. And more recently, Juan Manuel Marquez. To me, is a better fighter than Canelo. Canelo may have won more belts, but Juan Manuel Marquez is an infinitely more talented fighter than him, if you ask me.
That's debatable.
That's my personal opinion.
I definitely would say
Infinitely more is
And I
crazy.
want to say again, for the record, I do rate Canelo. He is a great fighter. He's going to go down as a great fighter in the Hall of Fame. But I guess it's personal styles. I like those guys a bit more.
definitely Julio Cesar Chavez, but Marquez debatable. You know, he definitely has.
These things are subjective. right?
Definitely, in my opinion, though, I respect Marquez more. Marquez took the toughest fights at the time. Like Canelo, he didn't do no cherry picking like Canelo. Canelo avoided a lot of fights. And
That's a good point.
There's a lot of fighters who Canelo will retire and say he didn't fight, like Benavidez or I don't even know, like Andrade or whoever.
I can't
Yeah.
lie to you. I'm not very impressed with the physique I just seen there from Canelo. He doesn't quite look. He doesn't quite
That's a
look the
surprise
same.
you're talking about man's physique.
No, I'm saying I'm looking at him there training. He looks a bit saggy for me. You know, he looks a bit soggy.
He's got
Like,
man
if you
boobs,
did-
does he?
Yeah, the fat's coming in a bit more. He looks
I
like
can't
he's
do this
lost
with Laurie,
muscle.
man.
Maybe there's some. Maybe he's not eating the steak that he used to eat. Maybe it's his age. I don't know, but he's
Laurie's
not quite.
so
He's
funny.
not quite looking as sharp as he usually is. You know, and that's a big tell. You know. You can
Well,
tell a man's-
it's not
how
too
he's
far
trained
to
by how his
go.
physique.
And so we'll soon see if he's lacking conditioning because he's going to need it against Ryder, I'll tell you that. Before we home in on the fight, some other news to bring you. Tank Davis, recent conqueror of Lion Ryan, he got sentenced the other day. A lot of people, including myself, were thinking he might go to jail for that hit and run.
House arrest.
But he got house arrest. Your thoughts?
Money's a beautiful thing, isn't it, Mose? Money's a beautiful thing.
On a completely unrelated topic, of course.
Huh?
Just
Well, no,
unrelated.
both. Well, it wasn't really an unrelated topic. Money will get you away with that. If
No,
that
I
was
do
any
agree
one
with
of
him,
us,
man.
neither one of us are getting put on house arrest.
Obviously,
I'll
he
tell you
had
that much.
very good lawyers.
Of
but,
course.
And maybe if I get Laurie's 10,000 bet, then maybe I might be able to get myself on
The
house
bet
arrest,
stands.
but-
You produced that clip of me saying Canelo shot and the
I'm
money's
going
yours.
back, bro. I'm gonna find that clip. I don't care.
I think you might struggle, bro.
I know.
think you might struggle.
I don't. You
but,
didn't say it. You didn't say it. But I just want to.
I know what I said. Listen, I rate Canelo. I'm just giving you my honest opinion
No,
based
no,
on
no,
me watching boxing over the years. And listen, like I said, it's nothing personal. It happens to every fighter. You know what I mean? It's just the natural progression of things. Otherwise, Muhammad Ali would still be world champion. You know what I mean? It's just the way
Can I
it
ask you a
is.
question? If he gets knocked out today, would you say he's shot?
Yeah, if he gets knocked out, then yeah. I mean, you can get shot overnight, really, can't you?
Look, am I just thinking things? That doesn't look
Yeah, that's true. Though. He does
He
look a bit
doesn't-
soft.
You think
He's
he looks a
looking
bit
soft,
fleshy around the
yeah.
middle?
Yeah.
He doesn't
I
look
don't think
as
so.
he doesn't look as jacked as he usually is, you know.
All I'm saying is, if he fights Benavidez or Bivol, I am going to any bookies and I'm betting on him to lose. I am betting because the last two performances I was just so unimpressed by. Like, literally so unimpressed by. But in regards to Gervonta Davis, I mean, it's amazing. You said it's amazing what money can do.
Yeah,
Money and fame, yeah.
It's unfortunate. Like I'm a big fan of Tank, but you don't really. I'm just going to sound childish, and it's just people are going to laugh at me in the comments. But you don't really want to live in a world where if people have got money and fame, they can sort of get away with whatever they want.
Look at
know what I
John
mean?
Jones as a prime example.
Yeah, any
John
of these
Jones
guys.
is the GOAT of MMA.
Yeah, but I mean, prime example of getting away.
No,
with
I'm
things
actually
for
being
that.
serious.
Well,
He
he's
is.
not Conor McGregor level, but yeah, he's probably the second just below that. But
Why
if you
am I
have
not
money, get away
surprised
with
that
it
you're
all.
bigging up Conor McGregor?
Right, man,
He's
that's
the
surprising.
That
greatest,
is
mate.
just
He's
so-
an icon of the sport. He is the
Actually, I
greatest
do like Conor as
combat
well.
sport athlete of all time.
But he's not. I mean, you saw what Khabib did to him, man. He smoked him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know,
Come
that was
on.
McGregor wasn't in the right headspace when he was in that fight. You know,
Oh,
he
excuses,
wasn't in
man.
the right headspace. He was too
John
angry
Jones is
going
the
into
GOAT, is he
fight.
not?
And he had injuries.
Is John Jones the GOAT?
Just behind McGregor, yeah.
You two are so amazing. I swear to
If
God.
you're ever not here, I'm gonna have to sit in the middle.
Bro,
Laurie can host from this side. I got to sit in the middle.
the
of the
truth is, like, the things that these guys say, I would bet $1 on a dime that they're gonna say. I knew you were gonna say
And
something about
Alex
John
Brooke,
Jones.
you said
No,
McGregor
no,
never
no.
defended a belt. Not true.
It's
He
a
defended his
no-brainer.
I don't know
interim that he
UFC,
won against
so-
Chad
Oh, well
Mendes.
then. It's a no-brainer. I
But
mean,
as that guy said, you know, it's just convenient coincidence.
what? Tell me what the coincidence? What? Because he's black. Name me a better
I'm
fighter.
joking.
Name
I'm
me a better
joking,
fighter
bro.
than him.
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
watch
okay,
UFC.
yeah, no, he's not. Come on, bro. Stop it. Andrew Green says, Laurie, what was your record when you fought? Right, you know what? I can't actually remember because it was so long ago, my amateur record. It was a winning record, and I did box at decent level in the ABAs, box for the home counties, box for London. But hey, it was a winning record. That's all I'm going to say, man. Not as good as...
Lomachenko.
yeah, not as good as Lomachenko, 390 odd and won. Which
And he beat the
avenged.
guy back.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you ever
so-
fight now?
No,
Would you
of
talking
course
about
not.
misfit? What if
I might
they
fight
came
you.
up to you?
I might fight you tonight if you.
They
see.
ask you to fight me on misfits.
If he finds that 10 grand, if he find that clip, he might have to come out of retirement just to redeem some of that money back.
10K back.
Right. So, okay, is there any chance for John Ryder tonight?
Yes.
You were commenting that you saw
There's
evidence of what looks like a lack of conditioning in Canelo. Is that starting to sway your judgment a bit?
No, I just think what you were saying about the regression of the physicality. I'm not sure I agree with the regression of the technical side. I think he still is not obviously, like you said, father time and all that. I still think technically he's very, very good.
Yes.
But I do think physically I can see some regression and some conditioning issues and stuff like that. And obviously just going against someone who's a pure athlete, John Ryder's probably main attributes, which I'm sure you'll come to, are probably in his athleticism. So, you know, that will be an issue. But I still think that the style works in his favor. I think it's going to be a Canelo stoppage. I think John Ryder will be coming forward, and if he can time his punches well.
Do you think there's a danger that Canelo? I mean, let's face it can happen. He might have underestimated Ryder. He might go in there thinking it's going to be easy work, and then 4 or 5 rounds in, he's thinking, "Hang on a minute, man, this guy's
That's
for real."
possible.
Depends.
That
Yeah,
is
so
possible.
it depends on the strategy. That, you know, again, we spoke about this when we watched the Joyce Zhang fight. It's the strategy that the fighter's going to go in with. Is Ryder going to try and go in and establish dominance and put it on him quite early and try and stop him from getting into his rhythm? You know, Canelo's a very rhythmic fighter, and can that rhythm be disrupted, or can he stop him from getting into the flow in the first place? That's what's really going to be interesting. So, you know, that's where probably my prediction will change after the first round or two of action. But that's what I want. That's what I need to see. What's the game plan going to be? Is John Ryder going to try and pace himself, or is he going to go quite front heavy and be
I
aggressive
think
early
he'll
on?
pace himself. I think he'll pace
Then potentially that might not, for the sake of trying to win rounds, that might not be the right decision. You know,
I think if you're John Ryder, he's going to be knowing in the back of his mind that he's not going to get favoured by the judges. But even so, you still got to fight your fight. You can't let that dictate your tactics.
He doesn't seem very phased this week. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Never is.
like John Ryder, He's in the biggest fight that anybody could ever be in, a Canelo fight on Cinco de Mayo.
He's got nothing to lose, really, though.
But I've seen many fighters just get swallowed by the occasion. And he's just been
Well, we won't
stone-faced.
really know that until he gets in there.
No.
Because a lot of fighters, they put on that poker face. You think, yeah, man, he's handling it well. And then
Yeah,
they get
that's
in
true.
the ring. I mean,
That's
I remember
true.
when Canelo fought Callum Smith. Callum Smith looked relaxed and all that. But when he got in there, he didn't do anything.
No.
And he himself has admitted later on that he felt the pressure. He froze.
I actually think, though, and credit to Callum Smith, since joining Buddy McGirt, has been fantastic. But that's the side comment.
That's,
but
yeah. James, is there any pathway?
Well,
John
look.
Ryder
Well,
tonight?
first of all, what a beautiful stadium that is. Look at that
It
thing
is.
on the outside. But
55,000 people.
now, yeah. Upon seeing
More than
Canelo's
Leeds.
physique, I'm actually
than
giving a
Leeds.
little bit. Well, it wasn't actually meant to be. We were meant to have a 60,000 seater by now, but I digress. Upon seeing his physique right now, maybe if it goes into the later rounds, maybe if it goes into the 9th, the 10th, the 11th,
I should point
the
out
muddy
that this is
waters.
boxing and not bodybuilding.
No,
I
I'm
know
not
you-
saying it's bodybuilding, but you can tell when a man gets older, a lot of fighters, and they've gone past their best, or maybe they're no longer eating the same food that they used to back in the day, and their physique regresses, so does their punch resistance, so does their endurance as the fight goes on. And he just looks soggy to me. He looks slightly soggier.
Soggy,
So
that's
I'm
it.
interested to see how it performs in the ring.
Cornflakes.
Obviously, physique does not win
Saggy
you a
or
title.
soggy? Which one?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Soggy. Soggy like a biscuit. And he's...
I must say,
I-
I think you're making too much of it. to be
No, I don't know. Look, I'm not
not
saying
like
it's
he's
the
got
be all
man
and end all,
boobs or
but it
anything
may
like that.
do. I'm saying that might potentially incline me to believe that John Ryder has a little bit more of a chance the later the fight goes
You
on.
guys have all said that. I can't see it. This is one-way traffic.
Oh, that's what I thought. I'm saying that's the only thing that's
To be fair,
making
the question
me
that was asked of us
second-guess
is,
it.
can we see any way for John Ryder to get into the fight?
I can't. Ray Charles. I can't see anything. One-way traffic today.
If he was to win, would this be the biggest and greatest win by a British fighter ever?
Yep. 150%.
Even bigger than Lloyd Hannigan's win against Don Curry, who at the time, Don Curry was considered pound for pound #1 champion.
But Don
So is
Cu-
this for all the belts?
no, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Don,
Okay, well, in that case, yeah.
Don Curry didn't have all the judges on his side. Canelo has
No,
paid
but he
every
stopped him,
single.
though. He stopped.
But my point is, everything is
no,
against.
but your point is redundant.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Give it to him.
Everything is against John Ryder. Everything.
No,
There's
but everything
nothing-
was against Lloyd Hannigan.
Yeah.
So that don't make no sense. He stopped him in 6 rounds. So, but anyway,
I mean, I would. It was. Still, I guess I didn't live through that, so it would be different for me. But for me, John Ryder beating Canelo will be the. It will be the biggest shock I've ever seen in my life. I'll be honest.
Wow.
It will be the biggest shock I've ever seen in my life if he wins this
was
fight.
you alive for Tyson and Buster Douglas?
Nah, that was like 92, bro. I'm not that old.
Okay. But you saw the fight, really?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But you could argue, you could make the argument that it was bigger, that this shock will be bigger than that. John Ryder is.
It would certainly be seismic.
John Ryder
It wouldn't-
is
nah.
British level. John Ryder is a British level fighter.
Well, he's never even been British champion.
So you can argue that he's not even British level.
No, but the aura that Mike Tyson had at that time is nothing like what Canelo has right now.
You're not.
Canelo-
Getting
is
closer,
comp, maybe,
people.
but even then.
The national anthems are being played. David Diamonte's in some loud pink jacket.
I quite
Salmon.
like. Yeah, salmon.
Is it
I-
sink or is it salmon?
I quite like it.
Yeah, I would rock that still.
I'd
I'm not
rock that
even
as
gonna
well,
cap.
yeah.
I would rock that
I'd definitely
still.
like that.
Cameron pink.
I wouldn't rock the dreads though.
Yeah, not for me.
Nah, I wouldn't rock the dreads though.
Those dreads are long, bro.
I've seen it in person. They actually, bro, he could
Touch the floor.
literally.
Didn't he have a serious bike accident?
Yeah, he did
a while
still.
back?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, expecting his dreads to come off.
Bro, you
Maybe
know,
if Ryder wins, they might drop out, yeah. To me, I think it would be up there with the greatest upsets and the biggest win of a British fight, especially away
Yeah.
from home.
I think that's probably fair.
Because that is a cauldron right there. Fighting Canelo in Mexico, Cinco de Mayo weekend, which is one of their bank holidays. I mean, look at the crowd there. Look at the mariachi bands in the ring. The pre-fight festivities. It's all set up for Canelo, man.
That is a big ass sombrero
I want to know what that girl next. What flag is she holding? Because there's a.
It looked like the Ukrainian flag, but I don't. It probably isn't.
I'm trying to.
But it's blue and yellow, so I did wonder that as well.
What flag is she wearing? Because
She's not wearing a flag.
I mean,
mate.
holding. Sorry, you know what I mean, bro. It looks like it's some Barbados flag. I'm just trying to
It's
figure.
definitely not
I know it's
Barbados.
not
There
Barbados.
is
Isn't
a
Barbados
Ukraine
blue and
flag
yellow
there.
as well? I know it's not
Yeah,
Barbados.
you're right. Yeah,
It's the city's flag, apparently, according to DN.
got you.
Toby Lerone says Ryder doesn't make 5 rounds. Don't agree. I think he goes a distance. Hector says.
Can we
this
put
will
on a
be the
cheeky
biggest
bet on this, Laurie?
because
No
it's for
more
undisputed.
betting on the channel.
I don't bet.
£10,000 bet.
Mine
more
wasn't
betting
a
on the
bet
channel.
anyway.
I don't bet. It was a bet.
Mine wasn't. That's not a bet.
No, that's not a bet.
is.
That's
It
not
was a bet.
It was a bet.
I don't bet.
You bet
I don't
everybody that
bet.
they
I
couldn't
bet you
find the clip.
£10,000,
You bet
so I
everyone.
didn't say that.
It wasn't a
That is
bet.
a
He's
bet.
saying if you can find the
I
clip,
said
I'll
if you
give
can
you
find the clip,
10,000.
I'll give you. That's not a bet.
That's not a
That's the
bet.
same as a
No,
bet.
you
If
did
it was
say.
a bet, I would say then if you don't find it, you got to give me the money.
Not all bets
I
work.
bet
There are
if you
bets.
rewind, I
Anyway,
bet
don't matter.
you that if you rewind the clip, you actually said the words, "I bet you £10,000."
Listen,
And I
find
bet
the
you
clip of me saying.
£10,000 on that.
Find the clip of me saying
Okay,
that Canelo is
£20,000.
shot. I challenge you. Find
Oh,
the clip.
changing your
No,
use
no,
of
I said-
vocabulary
did I
now,
not
huh?
say that?
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
vernacular's
That's
been
what you
Find the
affected.
clip of me saying Canelo shot. You can't do it because I didn't
I
say
can
it.
find the clip of you saying you bet 10,000.
You can
though.
find the clip of me saying that he's regressed skill-wise,
Either way,
which I stand by that.
What are our final predictions before we go into this? Have we done proper predictions?
Well, we've pretty much know where we're going with this. I'll start. I'm saying Canelo will win, but I think Ryder will go the distance.
So Canelo 1 points.
Yes, by a wide margin. He might even get a knockdown along the way, but I think Ryder will go the distance. I hope he does anyway. Big up John Ryder.
I go in Canelo round 8. I just think he'll wear him down, eventually
I
stop
could see
him.
that happening as well. to
Yeah,
be
I
fair.
think so. I think saying he won't go 5 rounds is a little bit unfair, but I mean, it's not in the away from the realms of possibility. But I think early second half of the fight, start chipping away, get his time in, kind of what we expected to happen from Tank and Garcia. But obviously Garcia's got no bottle. But yeah, that's my prediction. Round 8, TKO.
I would have said the same thing, round 8 or 9. Me and you have too much similar
Yeah.
predictions, so I'm going to say round 9.
It's a bit worrying, actually.
Yeah.
No, it's because we actually have
Bit
boxing
of
knowledge.
match
You guys,
fixing going on.
you guys predict with your heart. We predict with our head. That's different. You definitely predict with your heart, thinking Ryan was going to win.
really?
No, he
why
predicted
did you
for
guys
the-
all
for
say
a draw.
Joe Joyce was going
Yeah,
to
he
beat
got-
Zhang though? But you're talking about boxing.
Mind you got the Lion Ryan one completely wrong.
Completely wrong.
Everyone gets the odd one wrong.
You got the
Collectors
Buatsi
item,
one
if you
wrong. You said Buatsi would stop him in 5 rounds.
I have more faith in Buatsi than he has in himself. That's all that it says. That's all that it
I
says.
said if Buatsi can't stop that guy in 4 rounds, then he's not a world level fighter.
will.
And
You guys are
you
being
were
harsh
right.
on Steppy.
Here comes John Ryder, people.
But yeah, no. I mean, after seeing that soggy physique, man, I can't get it out of my head. I was gonna go for a round 6 Canelo knockout. I'm gonna go for a round 7. I think it's gonna
Oh,
take,
just 1 round.
It's gonna take him an extra round to get
One
into
round
gear. Move
I
the
see.
joints a bit.
Yeah, these man put way too much weight into man's physique. For
Liz,
sure.
No, but I never seen him like this, man. Usually he's
older.
really dry.
He's an older
Yeah,
guy.
But come on, man.
He's at home. It's home cooking.
Canelo. I mean, John Ryder's older than him, and look at him. He's peeled.
But he's in the Sims camp, so we never know. We don't really with Conor Ben, so we don't know what.
Is that Kevin
That-
Mitchell
that could
alongside
be-
that?
we have to stop this because we're going to get a letter from someone.
Is that John Ryder's walking to the ring? He's walking purposeful.
Yes. He looks like he means
He
business.
looks relaxed. He's got Tony Sims with him on his right. Kevin Mitchell, former fighter, world title challenger on his left.
Yeah.
Conor Ben's out there, by the way.
He said sorry to his fans. He said he said sorry to you, Laurie. Sorry to
Sorry
all
to
his
you, ain't got to
fans.
apologise to me. What he's got to do is produce that document and present it to the British Boxing Board of
Did you
Control.
hear what the British Boxing Board of Control said? That they're banning all British fighters from sparring Conor Ben. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Ridiculous.
I think with Conor Ben, right, as John Ryder enters the ring, he's just having his gloves checked by the referee there. I think with Conor Ben, I think you're seeing an about turn in his attitude. I think he realises, man, that he's screwed up with the way he's gone about things. I think that he's on a bit of a charm offensive. He's giving interviews saying, I apologise and maybe I've got certain things wrong He knows that what he did is wrong.
The board, though, I think they've never acted this way to any other fighter. Banning
No, but
him from
if
sparring.
if he's banned and he's trying to make fights abroad.
No, but banning him from sparring, that's never happened before. They didn't.
No, I
you
think
need
that
to make
ban
an
is
example
the
out
ban
of
is
it.
the ban. I think it's if you're banned, then you shouldn't be in the gym. I think that's what it is. I don't think that ban is unique to him. I think, from my understanding, that is just the way the ban works. But anyway, listen,
I don't want to see him doing all this nice stuff anyway, man. I want to see a heel turn from him. I want to see a villain.
I think you're about to see the heel turn. I think this is
Conor Ben.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the prelude to the heel turn. I think.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Because
man.
he
When's the
knows
last time we
that,
had, like,
you know
a
what it
real
is. I think he
heel?
was trying to make the fights with Pacquiao and Eubank abroad, and he's realizing that they're not going to happen because of whatever reasons. He can't get the. Here comes Canelo.
No, this is an old clip.
Oh right, sorry. Oh, I'm getting a bit too excited.
This was when he wasn't so soggy. Look at that, man.
Yeah, cherry picking.
Cherry picks his punches. What's this stuff
I
you
loved
gave me,
watching
by
him
the way?
fight.
Because it still smells so good.
Cocoa
What is
butter.
it?
I gave James some cocoa butter, and
this has changed my
he's-
life.
He's just moving mad. Like,
Remember that knockout of Amir Khan?
Can't
Wow.
stand Amir Khan. Happy to watch you get knocked out.
What do you
But
mean,
anyway.
man? Amir Khan's
That was a good
lovely
win
guy.
as well.
The
The
Cotto
Amir
win.
Khan, the Cotto win,
The Cotto win.
I
the
love Miguel
Golovkin
Cotto
win.
as well, man.
Yeah.
I
Actually,
love
that was one of
Miguel
my favourite
Look at
fights
that
of
liver shot
Canelo.
there.
Actually,
Miguel Cotto.
when he fought Cotto, when he fought
Billy Joe Saunders is my favourite.
Golovkin the
was a
second
sad
time.
night.
He schooled Golovkin.
He beat
I
Golovkin.
can never understand when people say that Golovkin won both those fights.
My
I
favorite
had
Canelo
Golovkin
He
fight.
fight.
schooled Golovkin in the second fight.
Yeah.
The first fight
I
was
had
close.
Golovkin the first fight. The thing is, because they gave it some home cooking, it should have been Golovkin the first
And
fight,
Canelo the second.
the second fight, and then the big trilogy.
Yeah.
But, you know, here's what-
I actually feel though, Canelo's best performance was actually Jacobs, because he fought Jacobs.
Not because I sent you that clip today.
No, I've always thought this because it was a prime Jacobs, and it was a Jacobs when the way he fought, he showed great defense and offense in that fight, and he literally won nearly every round. He
Similar to
absolutely-
Smith. Smith's not as good. I think Smith's not as good as Jacobs, but similar to when he beat.
No, but the
Covington.
only thing is, some people say, I don't say it, but some people say that Smith was weight trained. I don't say that, but there's some people that say
It's
that.
just a stupid argument. Move weight class then. He's a weight bully.
He did move up after though.
Yeah, but he should have moved up before.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it's just
Yeah,
people
it's just,
do
those,
say that.
those people are stupid.
I'll tell you who was weight drained, Ryan Garcia. I think that you should. I think that rehydration clause is just ridiculous. How you can stop a man from putting back and rehydrating
Rehydration
his body
clauses
is
He could have
are
done it
very
being-
common in fights.
He
Yeah,
could have been.
and
He
it's
could have done
stupid,
it being
it's childish,
a bit more soggy. If he was a bit more soggy,
No,
he could have taken
he
that body
couldn't
shot.
be soggy.
How
He was
about if
drained, mate.
Ryan Garcia had showed up to the gym more than 3 times a week and learned his craft
Nothing
instead
to
of
do with that, man.
doing?
He's fired his trainer now, isn't he?
Yeah, Goosen, Joe Goosen.
How about that?
And rightly so. Rightly so. The man
How
is
about that? But what about if?
Well,
he did
those
his-
are all rumours. Those are all allegedly.
That's
We
not a
weren't in
rumour,
his
bro.
camp,
That's
mate.
not a rumour.
I
That's
don't- we
true.
don't know what he was
Canelo
doing.
said it though. Canelo was saying
Canelo
it.
years ago said that he was unprofessional. Yeah, but those were years ago.
Joe
It was-
wasn't that
Goosen,
much
Joe
far
Goosen,
along
who's the
ago.
couple
trainer.
years.
Joe Goosen, who's the trainer for Ryan Garcia, in the lead up to the fight, not even after, in the lead up to the fight, said, and I quote, with Ryan, you have to collaborate with him because he's got his own way of doing things. That tells you everything you need to know.
And he
Right.
wasn't. And at that time, he wasn't a big enough name or star to be able to
Mate.
dictate that he does things his own
I
way.
will say this,
No.
yeah. Matchrooms set up for
Yeah.
ring walks are amazing.
So I mean,
Yeah.
this is like
It's a great ring
this is
walk.
like WrestleMania shit here.
Or what's
Look
what
at
do you call-
the red ring and everything.
Super Bowl.
Well, how would you describe that
Yeah, I would describe the like.
for the people watching now?
Well, the pyrotech, like they've gone like a huge red mist around the stadium, like Kane back in the day. Huge pyrotechnics everywhere, fireworks popping off. You've got
Dances.
geezers walking around with flags in these like black neo-luminescent outfits. This is mad.
It's a
Look at
great
that
ring
huge
walk.
stadium.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
great
This is a
ring walk.
great
The
ring
production
walk.
value. I mean, John Ryder got absolutely stiffed on his ring walk compared to this. The production value different.
The other thing about that is that Ryder's been in the ring quite a while now,
Literally.
so
Yeah.
he's probably getting cold.
You know,
what I mean?
some
Mate, is
fighters go on the pads in the ring though.
You've got the fireworks and everything, mate.
Yeah, they've
This
got
is
fireworks
mad.
going off.
That reminds me of some of the firework displays I saw out in Dubai. Amazing.
Whoa, this is one.
No
this is one of the
expense has been
sickest ring
spared,
walks I've ever
people.
seen.
This is what I was saying about the importance of the homecoming.
Yeah.
You know, this is Canelo's first fight in Mexico.
It's like an AJ ring walk, isn't it? 'Cause he always has.
But
quite
even
big-
then, I haven't seen one this mad.
No, this is more extravagant,
wavy.
yeah. And no heavy outfit. to
Canelo's
complain
got the
about.
crown on his head.
That robe looks sick as well.
I actually want to see Canelo relinquish his belts at 168 after this fight. if
if
you're not
he- as
going to
if he's
fight
gonna do that.
if you're not going to fight
As if he's
Benavidez,
gonna do that. Here, I'll take my belts.
no, but I'm just saying, if you're not going to fight Benavidez, then you might as well relinquish the straps at 168.
He's Canelo. He does what he wants. No, but that's
Yeah.
you know that's pretty much true.
I'm just saying what I would
Because-
want him to do.
Yeah.
What I would want
Especially
him
when
to
you're
do.
in, you know, what I mean, league with the likes of Suleiman from the WBC.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, he's so close with Mauricio Cinnamon as well, and it just anybody else would have their belts at least distributed if they're not making.
Is there anyone out there in the comments who thinks that John Ryder's got a chance? Because I've not seen one yet.
If they do, please send me your cash.
And don't just say he's going to win. Let us know why you think he's going to win. Don't just say, yeah, I think he'll win. But I'm looking through the comments and I've not seen one person.
After this ring walk, I might change it to a round 4 knockout. You know, it's luring me in.
Based on what?
The ring walk.
Based on aura, laddie. You are a McGregor fan.
50,000 a mariachi band there.
This is what I'm saying. He predicts with his heart. He doesn't
I
predict
was
with his head.
joking, man. I mean round 3.
He's a Canelo simp tonight.
Literally simping.
Oh, man. No, that is...
Canelo's just about to enter the ring, people. He's on the ring apron.
know-
He's getting saluted.
I'm going
by
to
the
say this,
fans.
though. I hope Canelo loses.
He's got a very garish robe on. How would you describe that robe?
What do you mean? What,
I
why?
hope he loses this fight.
Yeah.
I hope
Right.
Canelo
Do you,
loses
wait,
this
do you
fight.
hope Canelo loses, or do you hope that John
you
Ryder
gotta
wins?
pray
If you
on
know
the
what I mean.
demise
No, I
of
hope
another
for him
man.
to
Is it
lose.
because he's not black then?
Bro, I'm not you.
Let's just not even
The
do this.
reason why I hope for him to lose is because he's not going to fight the best in that weight class. So therefore,
There's a lot of people in the chat that are saying
Therefore-
Canelo will 100% fight Benavidez after this fight.
please, whatever their name is, message me on Instagram. I will put money on it. I guarantee he won't.
I
he
can't
won't.
see him fighting
I
Benavidez.
can't see him fighting Benavidez.
I
after
heard
this.
a rumor today online, granted, you know, but it was from a reporter, an established reporter as well. I'm not going to give his name because, you know, I don't want to do that. But the name Edgar Berlanga,
I can see that.
I could see that as well.
Puerto Rico versus Mexico.
Yeah.
Edgar Berlanga has a really big name. And he
Even-
just signed to Matchroom as well.
And he's not even as good as John Ryder. I'll tell you that now. He might be a slightly heavier puncher.
He's about
in
to
terms
fight.
of skills.
He's about to fight Jason Quigley, though.
Jason Quigley, who went life and death with Shane Mosley's son.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro.
I mean,
But yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. He's not going to fight Benavidez next. He's not. The man said on record he's not going to fight Mexican fighters. And he's taken a ton of stick for it, and
he's still not going to fight
not gonna do
Mexican
it,
fighters.
so-
Maybe look, man, there's no problem. He doesn't want to hurt his brothers, you know.
Let
He's
me
at
ask
the
you a
top, but
question.
He doesn't want to
If
hurt them out.
if Errol Spence said he doesn't want to fight black fighters, could you imagine the slack he would get? Or if Anthony Joshua said he doesn't want to fight British fighters and he
Wait.
didn't fight Tyson Fury, you manage the slack he would get.
Yeah,
Canelo's
slightly-
never got that slack.
Yeah, your race and the country of origin are slightly different. But
Okay.
yeah, the Anthony Joshua one's more accurate. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to get away with saying, I'm not going to fight any British fighters.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you're in boxing, you
fight everyone.
You fight whoever's there to fight. All this, I'm not fighting him, this and that. Unless, of course, the guy's your brother. Like the Klitschko's. Remember when
And
they
even
both
then, people
held
wanted to
belts?
see them
Sonny
fight.
Edwards and what's it called? Charlie Edwards are supposed to be fighting some.
No, that's a gimmick. I don't think that's going to happen.
Nah, you can't fight
The
him.
Charlos, they're not going to fight each other.
You're not
but
messing
other
with
than
that
that,
blazer, for real. You're not messing with
Bro,
that
that
blazer.
blazer's clean.
You're not messing with Diamante's blazer, seriously.
It's
That
all right.
is clean, bro.
It could be tailored a bit
I
more.
wouldn't
Could be
wear it.
tailored
You
a
wouldn't
bit
wear
more.
that?
it's not so much the colour, I just don't like the cut of it.
I actually like
Yeah.
that, bro. That's looking
rock that.
clean.
No, the colour
I'd
is
rock that.
nice.
I wouldn't rock the
Goes with
hairband
hair.
though. What's he doing with that?
Yeah, but we ain't got
Nah, it
long
looks
hair.
alright. Maybe he's got a dodgy hairline. Who knows? But it looks alright.
Yeah, but he's got his
That
dreads
ring,
tied
though,
up, that's why.
let's get back to the boxing, shall we? That ring looks very small to me. What do you think?
Facts. That
It
is
is.
one of the
And that
smallest
to me
things I've
is
seen.
a telltale sign that, you know what I mean, they want Canelo to.
Everyone's bumping
box him
shoulders
in.
in there. Barely got anyone.
There are a lot of people in the ring.
Could
Nah,
you-
I'll be getting claustrophobic
Could you imagine
in there
having
right now.
Tyson Fury and Joe Joyce in that ring? No one else would be able to fit in that ring.
No referee.
Lidge, that ring is small.
That's what you call A-side at work, innit? Canelo said, look, get the smallest ring possible.
How big does anyone
You know
know
the
the
part-
actual diameters of the ring?
No.
But to be fair, this is, I'm going to defend him. He's worked very, very hard to get to this point in his
Yeah, well, that's
career.
what I said. He's the A-side.
Yeah, so when you do that and you run through this many people,
Worked
you
to this
get
point
to
where
make
he doesn't
these.
have to fight other Mexican fighters.
Do you know who I hate the most in boxing? Mauricio Suleiman.
Everyone
I
hates
swear I
Mauricio
hate
Suleiman.
Mauricio
Hate's a
Suleiman.
strong word, guys.
Bro,
Everyone hates
I
him.
hate
If you're a
Mauricio
fan of
Suleiman.
boxing, you hate Mauricio Suleiman.
Well, I
Mauricio
hate-
Suleiman.
Joshua Pritchard said the ring's an 18 by 18.
There's no
18
way.
foot by
I'll
18
say
foot.
this, yeah.
There's no way.
And watch this, and this is something I'm almost going to guarantee. As soon as Canelo wins, watch Mauricio Suleiman with a cap and a t-shirt. Literally, as soon as the fight's over, cap and t-shirt. This guy is just, I just don't like him. I actually seen Mauricio Suleiman in person.
Joshua
as well.
Pritchard also said Canelo has the best resume in the whole of boxing.
Ever or just now?
Currently, I don't think he's ever.
Definitely not, though. He doesn't have a better...
It's
Shane,
amazing
are you on
with
Twitter?
Canelo.
I was
he,
anymore.
the kind of fans that but the loyalty that he gets from some people is just amazes me.
I was one of those people for a long time. Somebody said, "What's Shane's Twitter? I want to hear his takes more often." Shane doesn't currently use Twitter, but we have Boxing Talk here on DR Sports every Thursday.
week. So you'll be able to hear my views every week.
There
But
you go.
in terms of him having the best resume, he doesn't have a better resume than Usyk, so it's impossible. He's never cleaned out a weight class.
Never.
You've never cleaned out a weight class.
You're talking
Has he
about
cleaned
a
out a weight
man-
class?
You're
Usyk
talking
cleaned
about
out
a
an
man-
entire weight class.
and a good quality cruiserweight
Facts.
class as well.
You're
and
talking
with
about a
ease.
Is that
man
better
who
longevity,
requested
though?
a franchise belt to avoid
He's mandatory.
fighting Charlo.
Facts.
Facts.
That is an actual fact.
Factos.
That is facts.
I'm-
So when I say these things and people, oh, you're hating, that is what I've just told you there, people, is facts. So, great fighter, yes, but let's just say he knows how to navigate.
Facts. Didn't clean out
What the
154.
what the hell is he doing?
Didn't clean out 160. Didn't clean out 168. Didn't clean out 175.
Doesn't mean he's not a great fighter, but listen, man, we've got to balance everything up by talking the truth, and that's what me and Shane are bringing you, man. The Gooner says the ring...
Whoa, you and Shane. What are you trying to say about me and Nick?
No, just about that isolated point.
Oh.
We were making that point.
Louis says, who's your favorite Mexican boxer, Laurie? I said earlier, there's a few. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., not the junior. Juan Manuel Marquez, Canelo. There's a few. I'm not sure if I've got an absolute favorite.
Yeah.
But
I give Canelo the slight edge.
Salvador Sanchez from back in the day.
Probably
Go
watch more of his
If any
career.
of you guys have never seen Salvador Sanchez, go on YouTube and watch some of his fights. Amazing fight. Very skilled.
But yeah, no. And like, I've always liked Latino fighters on a whole, but the one Latino, even though I know he's not Mexican, that stood out for me was Macho Man. You know, Hector Camacho. I used to
What
love.
about Roberto Duran?
I like, but he said no mas. So because he said no mas, I can't get over
Miguel
that.
Cotto
He
is
said
probably my
no
favorite
mas.
Latin fighter.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cotto. as
Miguel
well.
Cotto,
Great
yeah,
fight.
win, lose or draw. Like a style, super aggressive, lots of heart. One of my favorite fighters.
What about Ricardo Lopez? Was it 49-0? 49-1? Yeah, one draw. Brilliant fighter. Look at that abs, bro.
Oh yeah, no,
What are you talking about?
He's shredded.
That's like,
He's shredded.
Yeah, come on,
He's
bro.
shredded.
He's got a good. I'm not saying
He's
he's
shredded.
not, but compared to the Canelo of old,
Nah,
man,
he's
Yeah, but you're
If you
talking
look at his
about when he
back-
was consuming the Mexican meat.
what? No, I'm
That's a
talking about
different-
just in general, man. I mean, look,
Right, they
that
come
line's
to
doing
the
nice,
ring,
but-
guys. It's fight time.
Ryder's taller than him significantly. I didn't know it was that
Ryder's
much of a difference.
5'10", I think Canelo's 5'8". The referees giving their instructions. They didn't look each other in the eye. They
What is
both
the
looked down at the
referee
floor.
wearing?
It's probably some sort of Mexican dress.
I must
Yeah,
stress,
yeah.
people, this ring looks very small.
Yeah,
We're about to get
literally.
underway.
I can't remember seeing a
Bro,
ring
I
all
can't
my
remember
life.
seeing a fight of this magnitude, seeing a ring so small.
This is a matchbox, literally so small.
Someone said Antonio
so-
Barrera.
Yeah, I like
Right, it
Pereira.
is actually every angle they choose.
Pereira,
It just gets smaller and smaller.
Here we go, people. First round. Come out.
They both took center ring, which isn't hard in this size small ring.
As you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but we're telling you, John Ryder's a southpaw. He's trying to get his foot outside the lead foot of Canelo. That will be his task.
He isn't trying.
Canelo chilling though.
He
First
should
jab
be
to
trying.
Canelo.
Didn't land though.
Yeah, missed.
They're jockeying for that centre ring. As Shane said, it's a very small ring. So
This the thing. If Ryder matches,
Ryder's not thrown a punch yet.
if Ryder tries to match Canelo for punches thrown and kind of timing and stuff, that's where he loses the fight.
Definitely. That is a definite fact.
No, but you say that, but Canelo's got not huge output.
No, but he's got way better timing than Ryder.
That's the point I'm trying to make. If Ryder has to outwork him, I believe. And that's what he's doing right there. First little opportunity.
But none of them landed,
but
and he
he's
got caught by a body shot for his
Beautiful.
trouble.
The craziest thing is, you know, Ryder, he's got no punch power, so Canelo's just going to walk through his shots at some point.
Oh, Canelo started. That was a good left hook over the top of Ryder's
And
lead hand.
started backing him up as well, straight away.
You can clearly
Started
see
backing
Canelo
him up,
trying to
and
attack the
within 1
body.
second they're back in the centre.
I think if you're
Literally one
Canelo,
step.
after that lackluster performance against Golovkin, which he won, but he didn't look very impressive, he's probably thinking, I need the stoppage tonight. But Ryder comes back with a 3-4 punch combination of his own.
His last 2 fights went the distance. Canelo's last 2 fights went the distance.
Yeah, but he didn't look very impressive in beating Golovkin, did he? Mind you, Golovkin didn't do anything in that fight, did he?
See here, you got to me. He's trying to pick his shots. I'm literally trying to almost not unload, but try to get some point scoring.
To me, that
punches.
was wasted energy. What he
Yeah,
did
it was,
Yeah.
but also there wasn't great punch selection. He tried a punch, left hook, it got blocked, and he kept trying it over and over again without
Yeah.
much kind of punch variation.
Oh, that was a good punch
That
by
was a good
Ryder. A check hook.
Yeah.
Check right hook.
What I will say is Canelo's always had a really tight high guard. So if you don't find a way to actually either break it or get it wider, you're not going to get much shots off.
Yeah.
Kovalev found that out, you know.
Especially trying to go against his body as a taller fighter as well. That's going to cause some problems and leave you open.
I would say, I don't know what you guys think, but Canelo. Oh, that was a
Great
good.
right
Good right hand.
He
Really
started
good right hand.
quicker in this fight than he's done for his
Focused
previous.
aggression. That's that focused
Literally.
aggression
Would you
I was
say
talking
that?
about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
He's definitely started quicker than he normally does.
But that,
100%.
it's the size of the ring. It's
I
really
think Ryder was
playing
hurt
into
by
his
that
hand.
right hand, people.
Yeah, I think Ryder looks very
Every
nervous
time-
to eat another shot like that.
You know the one shot that you always see Canelo throw is that body shot with the left hook. He always leads with that body shot. For me, Canelo does that just to bring your arms down.
Yeah.
If I'm
you-
Ryder,
have
I'm
you
trying to
noticed-
take steps to the other side, not the side that he's
Have
taking
you noticed that
steps to
since
now.
that right hand landed, Ryder's
hasn't thrown.
backed off? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hardly thrown the
Why-
Hasn't
punch.
thrown anything. Doesn't really want it. And mentally, I know it's so difficult.
Canelo's round,
I'm not.
without a doubt.
I'm not trying to talk down on Ryder. That's the end of the first round, but you have to throw punches sometimes to win the mental game.
Facts.
Because now he knows that he has hurt you significantly with that right hand.
Facts.
But he hasn't earned the respect, like you said,
You know-
with
you know
his
what
power.
surprised
He
me about
backed,
that
he backed
first round?
Canelo up a lot in there. He backed him up against the ropes, but his power is not significant enough to
you know what-
earn
you know
any
what's-
kind
I
of
don't think he
respect from
backed him
Canelo.
up. I think
A
Canelo just
couple of
gave up ground.
times.
You know what
just
surprised
gave
me
up
about
ground.
that first round?
What's that?
I didn't see John Ryder throw a jab hardly,
No, I don't think he did. But
which is weird.
in regards to what you said, James, of him being backed up, Canelo gave up ground deliberately.
Yeah, whether he was playing possum or not, but that was still a chance for Ryder to unload. And,
Of
and
course.
in that time, he never earned the respect of Canelo. And that's why you
Definitely
saw in the
Canelo's
rounds he
rounds.
grew into
Yeah,
it.
definitely. Definitely.
Scoring it.
So am I. These were the rounds that I thought Ryder might win. Remember,
These are the rounds that Ryder needs to win
Yeah.
if he's gonna have any chance.
Go in the distance anyway.
But he's finding it so easy to back Ryder into a corner because this ring is so small.
No, but Ryder isn't doing anything to negate that neither, though.
he's thrown a couple more jabs in this round already, Ryder. He needs to.
Look at both of their feet. Their feet are so flat, both of them, like literally planted on the
But
canvas.
look at that, within
No
within a
bounce.
couple of steps, he's already up against the ropes.
Canelo's looking like he fancies it. I must. Oh, that's another
good
good
right
right
hand.
hand
Right
there.
hand.
But he's doing the same thing. Like Ryder's circling to his left the whole fight. You
Yeah.
need to go the other way. Take that shot away
This
from
is what I meant when I
Canelo.
said the style of Ryder is just going to play into Canelo's strengths. He would have to come in and do something a little
What
bit
did
different.
Laurie said at the beginning of the fight that he needs to get his foot on the outside of Canelo's left. He's doing the opposite. He's
Yeah.
moving in the complete opposite direction. It's almost frustrating me right now.
Ryder tries a 1-2, misses. Canelo comes back with a jab and a shot to the body. I think that missed, to be fair.
It's a good attempt at a counter punch there from Ryder. That's what he needs to do. It didn't
He's having
land.
a slightly better round. He's not done much, but I think the first round.
The way Ryder's fighting, you'd have thought
Oh,
he's
he
got
got
Another
power.
right hand as well. Third right hand now.
So Canelo's having success with that overhand right that he throws around the guard. People.
Yeah, part of it hit the guard, but he's so powerful, it doesn't really matter. You know,
Nope.
Ryder's face
But
looks a
his
bit red.
speed as well.
Such a good power puncher for someone of his size.
I will say this though: if Canelo's thinking he's gonna knock Ryder out with a single, that's not gonna happen. You ain't gonna be able to knock him out with one single
Body shot
shot.
by
Yeah,
Canelo.
neither one is throwing any sort of combinations.
Literally.
Canelo closer, throwing ones and twos, but no serious combinations.
Yeah, but he's growing into it.
Oh, that was a good body
Nice,
shot
nice
by
up-
Canelo. He,
That right hand again. I think Ryder came back with
With
one.
the
I
uppercut.
don't necessarily
Yeah.
agree that he won't be able to put him down with a single man.
I don't
Canelo's
think so.
power is
not
unreal.
not without wearing him down a lot.
Yeah, wearing him down till the 6th, 7th round, not in maybe round 2 or round 3. But if he keeps landing these kind of shots,
I
his
think a
body
TKO
shots
is
have
so
been-
much more likely.
Yeah, literally.
lethal.
Ryder's having a better round, but I still think Canelo's doing a better work.
I
if that
can't
makes
lie
sense.
to you. I'm really disappointed by John Ryder. I can't lie. I expected a completely different
Are you
approach.
disappointed in John Ryder or are you impressed by Canelo?
I'm disappointed
in
by
John
John Ryder because Canelo does what Canelo does. He's doing what he normally does. But
No, he isn't, you know, because he's actually starting quicker. A lot
No,
of-
but when I'm saying that, I mean in terms of what you come to expect. He has not come out fighting southpaw. He hasn't come out bouncing on his feet. He does what he normally does. I expected John Ryder to try and establish himself a little bit more.
I've got to say, Canelo's looking very comfortable in there, people.
Too comfortable.
And even though Ryder's throwing a few more punches in this round, he's not looking. It's a bit skittish. His work.
He's almost
He looks
fighting.
nervous.
Yeah, he does.
I was about to say that he's almost fighting like
End of round 2.
He's fighting the occasion.
He does, yeah, for sure.
And
The ring walk-
it
the
is
ring
hard
walk's
to
done
deal
it.
with an occasion like that. I
No, I
told
don't
you,
think
man,
it's the ring
that
walk.
ring walk changed the game. But no,
No,
it
it's
is
not.
very hard to deal with an occasion like that.
I might
Massive-
change my prediction, you know,
Oh, look at this, mate. He's backing out already.
because I might bring my stoppage slightly earlier. 'Cause I said
Sam
round.
Jr. says, yeah, Canelo is too comfy. He also says the ring seems small, or is it me? Yes,
yeah,
Sam,
we
we've been
saw that
saying
earlier, yeah.
Sam Jr., he's had a flurry of comments. He says, Canelo has this. He also says, thanks for the watch along. I'm alone in the kitchen, got some vibes now. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Got our star-studded panel here. Shane to my far left, Nick to my immediate left, and my boy James Toon to my right.
His face is already
Going into the
busted
third
up.
round, the left side of Ryder's face looks
already-
definitely bashed up.
Literally.
You know, potential. I don't know if that was a cut or a bruise or what it was, right on the eyebrow, which is a very, very awkward place.
He's lost both rounds. What can he do in this
He's
round?
had a bit of joy with the uppercut, though, Ryder. He has had a bit of joy pulling back that.
The problem is with that uppercut, though, he needs Canelo to come in, and he almost has to take one to give one back with
He's
that uppercut.
bleeding.
Canelo is coming in, though.
I think Canelo's
Oh,
looking in the mood for a
He's
stop.
really
Oh,
backed him up
good
now.
shot
Great
by Ryder.
counterpunch, great counterpunch.
Good
John
shot
Ryder.
by Ryder. That was his best punch. And he followed it up with a good uppercut there as
bleeding.
well.
Yeah.
Where is he cut?
I think it could
Over
be
the right
eyebrow.
eye or left
He
eye?
looks
Left
like, is
eye.
that blood on his chest as well?
Yeah, I think he's.
Oh,
got on the left
Canelo's
side.
looking for that
Yeah.
body. I think, you know what? My
Canelo-
prediction
He's
of him
in
going
range
the
Canelo
distance.
now.
I don't know where you're going a distance. You were on some serious drugs. when
Canelo
you
has
made
to
that
has to
prediction.
not do a Ryan Garcia and not get over, not overcommit to
He
this.
won't. No, he's far more
This,
experienced. than that.
come on, Ryan Garcia is
Lying
nowhere
Ryan
near
is not
Canelo's
on.
level.
We're
Why
talking
he's still
about-
sending shots at my guy, huh?
Canelo is way too experienced, and John Ryder is no Javante.
Such a difficult guard to break down.
But John Ryder is trying though. We got to give him credit.
No, he
for
is.
that.
He's having
You
a
can
bit of
see on his
success
face.
when
Oh, that was a
Canelo
good
over-
shot.
Right hand, right on the chin.
That right. Oh, he was. Oh, he got.
Remember I said the corner might stop it on
I said it would be a
Thursday?
TKO.
You said Ryder would win. You did.
Yeah. Who believes that? He believes that.
Oh, oh.
I said one-way traffic.
Oh!
That was a great hook.
It's
All
that
of
feint
Canelo's
every
right
time, man.
hands. All of
He's
Canelo's
doubling
right
up
hands
the
are getting
feints
straight
with
to
the
the
jab and then the right
I
hook
think
to the body.
I've got to say, he looks in the mood that he wants to make a statement in this fight.
We slightly stayed up for nothing, you know, because this guy's getting absolutely battered. We could have predicted this.
Nah, we
from the house.
stayed up. We stayed up to give the guys a good show, and that's what
Yeah,
we're giving.
what
I
are you
mean,
talking about?
I mean, not,
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying
stayed here
regardless
to
of
chill with the. Oh, is my company boring?
Where
you
are the
that
boys?
much, huh?
Where are
mean
the
in
beers?
terms
Where are
of
the
the
beers?
I'm a boxing fan.
I
He's getting
mean-
on the misfits. You could come on the Misfit
Listen,
show.
I
next
mean,
week.
in terms of actually watching the fight, we could have called
You're
this
watching
from
a
the
great
hot house.
fighter at work, man. Come on.
I don't think
Show some
I do
respect to
think so.
Ryder as
We're
well. He's
watching
sticking in
an
there.
absolutely average,
He's
below
landed
average
some
fighter
good shots, man.
against a very
good
good
fighter.
Canelo.
That right
Ryder
hand.
is
Look at that,
trying,
that uppercut, man. He's catching him with it.
He's trying, but he's being outclassed at the moment.
We can understand why he's never won a British title, though, just by watching this, because this is slightly...
But this is Saul Canelo Alvarez, all right?
It's a little bit
Let's
of
not
both.
forget the quality
Ryder,
he's in there with.
John Ryder looks very, very limited and very one-dimensional at the
Extremely.
moment. That's the only issue.
You know what it is as well, people, is that I did say this in the weekly show that we did. I said that the trouble with Ryder is, as much as I admire some of his skill sets, he doesn't have the punch to keep Canelo off him. Look at the way he's just walking forward. He's not worried about anything that Ryder has to offer.
Absolutely nothing.
But also, Canelo has
so he
so
can
much
literally
power.
stand there in front of him and just wait for Ryder to throw and just come back.
And his head movement
Canelo
so
has
good,
so
he can
much
just sit in
power
the
that
pocket.
as soon as John Ryder felt that first punch, he went, I don't like this. And actually, the more he's tried to avoid that right hook, the more he's eaten time and time again.
Facts. But you said his head movement. He hasn't even showed great head movement.
No,
he hasn't even had to.
He hasn't had to, no. Which is why I made the point about he's not worried about what's coming back.
Like John Ryder, if you think about it, like
Although he does have a little bump underneath his right eye. You
Underneath
see
his
that?
nose, but Ryder's nose is completely battered up.
Did
on
you
the
see that
other
bump
end.
under
Yeah,
Canelo's
yeah,
eye?
yeah.
Little bump, yeah, but
That was the uppercut there. Good shot by Ryder.
I don't know if you've seen Ryder's face.
absolutely battered and bruised.
Ooh, that was a hurtful
Guy's
shot. And
face
his leg got tangled up. Canelo looks nice and relaxed in the corner.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not
chilling,
blowing
man.
at all.
Yeah,
This
he's
is why Eddie
conserved his
Reynoso is a
energy
top
really
5
well.
trainer in the world.
Bruh. For me, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Eddie Hearn has literally just put on the ski mask today. He's literally just sold so many tickets for an absolute exhibition. I can't believe people actually paid to watch this. Like, actually go to the...
Well, it's also a
Yeah,
home fight.
yeah, ringside.
They haven't seen Canelo fight in Mexico for 15 years, so there is that.
But Canelo could fight a broomstick and people would want to watch. Right?
Oh, bro, this is almost embarrassing.
Nah, come on, it's not that bad.
Or is it a clinic
it's
from
a-
Canelo, mate?
I'm not even...
You've got to show
exaggerating.
some.
I'm not.
Credit
I'm
to
actually
Canelo,
not.
man.
I'm
It's not
actually
enough
not.
to yield to him, fam. Ryder is trying to fight back. He's doing his best in it. It's just like
Effort is definitely there, but kids get effort when they're in school, you know, A for effort, but there's no skills on this. This is
Yeah, but we always said
absolutely
that.
embarrassing.
We always said
But the
that
trouble with
class
Shane is he thinks
differences
everybody
are
should
impressive.
dance around the ring like a prime Floyd. This is
No,
It's not that.
I expect people to have basic understandings of boxing skills.
But it's when you get in there, man. It's the big occasion. You know, you can't legislate for that. This is the biggest night of John Ryder's life.
That's
you know.
why with matchmaking, you got to put people against
Oh,
their
that was a
the
good shot
correct
by
level.
Canelo
Great
there.
counter
Did you see
right.
that?
Yeah,
The uppercut.
Low uppercut, check right.
John Ryder was hurt by that. He's hurt,
Yeah, definitely. There's
and
that.
his face is blooded up as well.
Yeah.
I think the
I
ref
wouldn't
might
be
stop-
surprised to see it stopped at like in round 6, end of round 6.
I think-
Just for the damage. I mean, does John Ryder have a history of getting cut and bleeding this
No,
much?
He doesn't,
Nope,
actually.
nope.
No, he doesn't.
The ref might stop it though.
Canelo's having so much joy every time. He
Oh,
backs it up.
good shot
Great
by
right
Canelo.
hand. It's a great
Oh.
counter right hand.
Credit to Ryder. He's taken some big shots, bro.
But he's
Still
always had
there.
a good chin though.
It's not just
He
the
need-
chin,
he-
it's his face
Canelo
is
needs to
busted.
target the body more. So he's having a lot of joy with that.
So basically, what's happening, people? Canelo is walking forward in this very small ring with a high guard. He's not even moving his head. He's just put the earmuffs on, and he's just picking Ryder apart with big shots like that one.
And he's
straight down the
capturing him
pipe.
with so many counters, and it can
Ryder
really...
Ryder is backing up.
Because-
it can
because
really
he never-
affect your
because Ryder
mentality.
never got his respect. Look, he's just.
It can really
walking
affect your
him down.
mentality. When you're getting caught with counter punches, you don't want to
Oh,
keep
that
throwing.
body
That was
shot.
a good body shot there.
Oh, clean. And Ryder's face is looking a mess.
Like mentally, if you're Ryder, you're catching him with these shots, but it's
Oh,
just
that's a
not
good
affecting anything. Canelo hasn't stepped back once.
It looks
this
like
entire
somebody.
round.
It looks like somebody just chiseling a statue. Do you know what I mean? That's honestly what it looks like.
To me, there's at least 2 levels between John Ryder and Canelo.
Oh, look, he's just...
And Ryder's now getting pushed back into the ropes, and Ryder is meant to be the bigger, stronger man, and he's still getting shoved back into the ropes, and he's got to be thinking, "Get me out of here."
Ryder should have never been in this fight in the first place. He's
Can
just
we
not
stop saying that?
qualified.
Because he is in the fight.
But he's not. He's definitely not in this fight.
No, but
he's definitely not in this fight.
Yeah, but I think you are being.
Yeah, I think that's slightly unfair.
How is that
he's-
unfair?
he's
bro?
a
Because he beat
professional-
Danny Jacobs to
He's
get
also
the
a mandatory. He's got the
Bro,
opportunity.
can you stop saying that? You know why he's there.
I know why I don't.
So why
think
you
it's
saying it
right.
then?
He's a
I
mandatory.
don't think it's fair that John Ryder is in this fight right now. It's not fair to John Ryder because
He's a mandatory.
He is actually
He's
getting
the
absolutely
mandatory.
battered.
Shane, please stop.
No, I see what he
speaking
means though.
falsehoods.
There is a problem.
No,
Bro,
we'll say
he's
he's
People not fighting
outclassed.
their level.
He's not at this
If
level.
the
He should
person
not
who
be
didn't
at this
deserve
level.
to be in there was Lion Ryan because he didn't win a fight.
No, he
that
deserved it.
that.
He deserved it more than him. But
I would say that as well, bro. Because at
Why?
least
What, because of
let
his
me tell you-
Instagram
No,
following?
I'll tell
Because
you
he
why.
earned
Because at
the
least
big
Canelo has belts.
Listen,
Tank doesn't have any belts, so it's different.
Shane, let me tell you again for the record. The guy won, it was mandatory against
final
Danny
eliminator.
Jacobs to fight for this belt. So that's it.
But there's
But
levels
anyway.
in boxing, innit? So
Yeah,
Yeah,
we see
but,
in the levels,
that's
he's
a
gonna lose.
separate argument, bro.
He has to go in there and
Yeah,
lose.
he's got to fight someone,
in
innit?
bruh.
We said he cherry-picked Benavidez. He's got to fight somebody. He's got all four belts.
I'm just not
He's got
very
all four
pleased
belts.
with this performance. That's all.
Okay, well, fair enough. But you keep saying, oh, he's not. He doesn't. He does deserve to be in there. because he won the
I
mandatory.
disagree. I expect to see
You're
a
saying from a
competitive
skills
fight.
point of view.
Yeah, of course. I will
Right.
never speak from any other perspective other
No, but
than
it makes
skills.
it. You keep saying he doesn't deserve it. He got that position by virtue of winning the mandatory interim fight with Danny Jacobs. Just took a good body shot there.
I think you're more leaning on the side that Canelo shouldn't be taking this fight, and you're trying to criticize Canelo. But the way you're leaning into it is coming off
I'm
more as a
criticising
criticism
Eddie
of
Hearn.
Ryder.
I'm criticizing Eddie Hearn that he even made this fight.
Eddie Hearn's job is to get the biggest paydays, the
exactly.
biggest
For
nights
the,
for his
for the
fighters.
easiest fights for the most money.
Listen,
Exactly.
yeah, this as a fan, I want to be entertained, and this is not competitive.
It's not
at
Eddie
all.
Hearn's job.
Still
Eddie Hearn's
entertaining.
job is to protect his fighter.
You're entertained by this, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Yo,
entertained.
It's
wow.
decently entertaining.
Yeah.
It is a one-sided beatdown.
I
but
do not
Ryder's
find that
showing heart here.
entertaining. I do not find that entertaining at all.
Your negativity pours through your veins.
I'll be real. I like skills. I don't. This is not skills. Skills pay the
Shane-
bills.
Oh, good choice down.
His goes down. Round 5.
I told you,
Ryder's
man.
been dropped
That's,
down.
you know, a
I'll
single
tell you
shot
what, my
could do the
prediction.
business.
I don't think he's going to get up. You know, he's not going to
You know
get
what?
up.
Is
You
there
know
a
what?
point?
You know what?
6,
I don't think he
7,
should.
8. Oh, he's up.
That's how you beat a 10 count,
That's how you
Ryan.
beat a 10 count, Ryan
Yeah,
Garcia.
yeah,
That's
Lion
how you
Ryan.
do it.
But you know what? Whatever happens from here,
Nah,
he's
he's
probably going to
done.
get put away.
No, he's
clean.
What round is
He's
it?
out this
5.
Round 5. He's probably going to get put away at some point in the next round or so. He's fighting back. Huge credit,
There you go.
huge
Yeah,
heart
yeah.
to John Ryder for getting off the
Oh, he caught
canvas.
Canelo with a good shot.
Definitely good credit.
Getting off the canvas
showed
and
the
Look at
fighting.
real
that.
good
He gets
heart.
caught with a good shot. He instantly pushes him back.
That
And
is
he's
a
straight
really
on the
good heart.
aggressive.
He
Really
landed his best shot of the
Ryan
fight.
Garcia, you need to watch this right now. This is really good heart from John Ryder. Very good heart from
And actually
John
throwing
Ryder.
more punches. Output's
Literally.
going up. Look, he knows he's outclassed. But what's he
He's
going to
trying.
do?
Got it.
He's got to throw punches.
He landed 2 good shots there.
Really good, really
This is what
good
happens when
work
you got
from
someone
Ryder.
damaged. They're up against the ropes. What can they do? They have to throw
They,
fight. They have to fight their way through
revert
it.
to type, and he's got his adrenaline pumping.
Credit to John
But
Ryder.
that after this,
Ryder did get stopped in
Good
7 rounds
uppercut.
by Nick Blackwell many years
Yeah, he
ago.
did. He did.
But I've never seen him on the floor like that.
There's a 2-punch combination that dropped him, and we were saying he won't go down with one
from a
punch.
single punch.
It was that
I
same
told you.
shot we
I
said, the
told you,
right
man.
hand.
Canelo's power is freaky. When
He's a
when
very,
fighters
very hard
take that
hitter for
shot
someone.
from Canelo, it does weird things
Yeah.
to them.
He's got such
I think
good...
I think once this adrenaline goes in the next round, he's gonna
I
get
think
dropped.
my prediction
and
of
he's
it
done.
going the distance is not going to do well.
It'd be
I
interesting
could-
to see.
I
I
could have
said
bet that
early
before.
in the second half of the fight, it's the end of round 5 now. They're going to go into round 6. And Tony Sims has got to think about
Throwing in
the towel because, and I'll tell you why, he's just not going to win the fight. He's not going to win it on rounds. He looks nowhere near knocking Canelo out. At this moment in time, we're looking at 7 rounds more of pure punishment. And at what point, I mean, Canelo's not even sitting down in between rounds. He's just standing up, chilling,
I'm not
chatting.
even going to give my opinion on that.
You know,
because-
at what point do you take your man out of the fight? Do you know what I mean? Because he's just taking a pasting
bro,
for you know, and there's no way. You know,
What
it's a
is-
straight right hand that goes straight down the pike, and it almost obviously it's a powerful punch, but it almost pushes him to the floor.
No,
Bang!
but it was right on the
No,
chin.
I know,
That's
I know. I'm not
beautiful.
disrespecting Ryder. I'm just saying,
what
like,
you just said, that monologue that you just said, really and
Ooh,
truly,
good
was,
shot.
you could have said that before the fight. I literally knew this was gonna happen.
The fight
so-
still has to happen though.
Well, why did you say it was going to be a round 9 stoppage then? If you knew it was going to be this
Because we
one-sided?
thought Ryder would put it over.
Hope.
Here we go, people.
But you
round
said
6.
you make predictions with your brain, not your heart. But you've made a prediction on hope.
I
which
want
inherently is your
Ryder
heart.
to survive this round.
I want Ryder
Contradicting
to win.
yourself a little bit here.
I did say 7 or 8, so I want him to survive a round
I
or
didn't
2
ex-
more.
I'm not
but
gonna lie, I didn't
don't know if he
expect
will.
Oh, he
Canelo-
got caught with that
You
same
didn't say
shot
7
again.
or 8. You said 8.
I didn't expect. Well, that was a good body shot from John Ryder there.
Yeah,
You know,
he's fighting back.
I didn't expect Canelo to start so fast, but at the same time, I didn't expect Ryder to be so basic. So
Ooh.
I think Canelo, the way he stood up between rounds, he probably thought that this is
It's
the round
over.
he's going to finish it. Oh,
this is really good comeback from John Ryder. I won't even lie to you. The heart
minute
he's
ago,
showing.
you were just
You're
dissing
changing your tune a bit.
yeah,
There.
dissing him.
I said
before.
he's good. I'm talking about heart-wise. I've never questioned the man's heart. I'm questioning the man's skills, but he's showing really good heart right now.
He's not hitting him with heart, he's hitting him with good punches.
He's hitting him with. He's a boxer, so obviously he's gonna throw punches, but he's not great skill, is he?
But Canelo, though, what I would say about Canelo, the defense is just the earmuffs. He's not moving his head at all. He's
Yeah,
right there.
that's true.
Oh, he's
Whoa.
got to.
He's been rocked
Big
by
shot.
a right hand again,
and the crowd
and
are
he's
on their
trying
feet.
to fight back.
Ryder,
and now
he's
Ryder's
coming
trying
back,
to hold on.
but he's hanging on for dear
And I'll tell
life.
you what, yeah, Ryder's pretty much done because that punch.
Oh, good
wasn't even
uppercut
too
by
clean.
Canelo there, right in
the
close.
the punch hit the gloves and it nearly sent him over. So like I say, if I'm Sims, I'm probably I
think you make a good point, Nick. At some
he's not
point,
pulling
if
him out
it
of
carries
this
on
fight.
like this,
We're now just watching a man get beaten up. Do you know what I mean?
oh, another good shot by Canelo, and again,
Those are actually the most damaging fights to your brain.
Fact.
That's
It's
what I'm
not when you
saying.
get dropped by one big shot, but when you take a
Sustained.
beating for round after round after round, that takes years off your life.
Facts.
Especially when it's Canelo delivering those shots.
1 minute left. I would be saying.
Oh,
Really good
It's a
uppercut
great
there.
uppercut.
See-
Great uppercut.
see,
This is what's
Ryder's not
making it so
winning rounds,
difficult.
but
Yeah.
he's giving a good account of himself. Oh, we got caught again.
The annoying thing about John Ryder is why the hell did you not fight like this from round one?
Oh, that body shot hurt him,
They
Did you
both
see
have
that?
no defense. They're both pretty much getting hit with every punch the other one throws. That's it.
Ryder's got his hands down by his side. He's
Yeah.
looking a bit sorry for himself there.
We're
There
talk-
was a body shot that Canelo threw a minute ago. I'm not sure if you
Yeah.
saw it. Hit him in the pit of the stomach, and you see Ryder sort of. He almost stooped down as if to say, "Whoa."
Yeah, I saw that.
What would you make of the performance by Canelo so far, James?
I think it's what I expected. The class, the quality is too good. John Ryder, he's shown a lot of heart. He's tried to stick in there, but Canelo is reading everything he's done. And since the third round, I haven't seen him take a single step back.
Really good shot.
And Nick, you said it perfectly. The second he landed a big shot on Ryder, Ryder stepped back, he cowered away, and he didn't really want to unload as much.
Yeah.
This Ryder, first minute and a half, he threw his best shots at Canelo. Didn't
Have you
phase
given
him
Ryder
one
a
bit.
round?
I haven't given Ryder a round so far.
Yeah,
and
Maybe round one I had. Maybe
What?
round one. That's the only one.
Bruh.
That's the only one I would arguably give.
Don't
but
argue.
even then, I don't
Just-
think
just
so.
say no.
Just say no.
I haven't
Just say
given him
no.
a round yet.
Just
I've
say
given
no.
I'm
him
saying
no
if
ra-
you were going
No,
to
no,
give
we're
him
not
one,
going-
that's
we're
the
not going
only
to-
one
No,
he
no,
has
we
a
can't
chance.
do that.
We're not going
Has he
to.
won a round?
It's
yes or
rounds.
no?
It's 6 rounds
I'm not
down.
revealing
can't-
my rounds yet. I'm not revealing. I'm just.
No,
Listen,
but you appear to be giving rounds on sentiment.
Listen, we can all see it. There's no
Oh, great uppercut.
there's
by
no
Ryder.
suspense here. Ryder's lost every single round, plus one of the rounds was with a knockdown. So
Some people are saying that was Ryder's best round. That one.
It
that probably was Ryder's
It
best
was
round,
Ryder's
and he
best
lost
round.
Was it enough to win it?
no.
Nah. It was Ryder's best round, though, and I give him even more credit because it was the round after he got dropped.
CGF says Canelo 5-1, so he thinks that Ryder won that round.
No, but that doesn't make sense. There was also a knockdown.
No, this.
He just
the
means in
round.
terms of counting
Oh,
the rounds.
got you.
But he nearly got knocked down in that round as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
He stumbled back, but he
Yeah.
got saved by
That's
the
why I
ropes.
wouldn't give him that
He did
round.
land a very good uppercut, but the rest of it.
He landed some decent shots. I think Canelo just doesn't
What'd you say,
respect
7?
his power.
Or 9.
I said 8.
Because I said 8. Yeah.
No, I said 7 or 8.
Yeah.
7 or 8. So I guess I had to go 7, innit?
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like he's gonna
Credit
stop
to
him in this
Ryder, though.
round.
He showed a tremendous amount of heart.
Tremendous amount of heart.
Because he's been hit with some clean shots, man.
When you have no skills, you have
Two
to
or three
show
of
heart.
these. Two or
He
three
doesn't
more.
have no skills. It's just Canelo is just
Bruv.
of golf.
Yeah, I would agree with James. You can't say he's got no skills.
I shouldn't say no skills, but when you have limited amount of skills,
It's just that Canelo's on a different level.
maybe 2 levels
fighting
above.
so much better now that he's been hurt, and it's so
Why did
frustrating.
you not do this from
He's
the
gonna go
beginning,
home.
bro?
If this was to do what Laurie said and go to points, he would go home so disappointed in himself that he wasn't able to. It's starting to get maybe blood in his eye. It looked like he couldn't quite see, but he would go home so disappointed, and he probably will go home disappointed.
Oh, he's
And look at himself and
Can
think,
we
I
question
didn't.
Canelo though? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, he's had Ryder hurt a few times in this, and he hasn't sustained any attacks. He's just attacked and then taken his foot off the gas.
That's what I said. He manages fights. His output is not great. I did say this. Oh,
Really
that's a good shot.
and then really
Ryder
good
comes
comeback.
back.
He's teeing off on him right now.
Starting to put some
Oh,
good
he
work
got hurt
together.
again.
You see what I'm saying? Like, Canelo will hurt him and he doesn't sustain any attacks. He hurt him with a really good shot and then he doesn't sustain it.
When was the last time Canelo knocked someone out?
Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a while ago.
And Billy Joseph.
His last 2 fights went the
Oh,
distance.
that was a good shot.
He will knock
I
Ryder
don't know
out.
if you
by
saw
the
that
way,
one.
yeah.
That was a counter right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, short shot.
Canelo just about throwing more than Ryder, 218 to 203.
Really good shot.
Oh,
But landing almost double. the
Ryder is
shots of
clearly
Ryder.
bothered by that cut eye as well. You see him
Yeah.
dabbing the blood
Dabbing
away
at
from
it all
his
the
face.
time. But dabbing at it doesn't help. It actually makes
I
it
think
worse.
it's a natural thing.
No
innit?
need
You
for
feel
that,
blood
Andrew.
running
No
down
need.
your face, you're going to try and wipe it away. But Canelo, he's in control.
Yeah.
But Ryder is still there.
What are we saying in the comments?
What?
How is
The
Ryder
last
still
comment
standing?
is not something that needs to be read.
Andrew Green says Ryder's defence
Yeah,
is
okay,
worse
no.
than Leeds United.
Don't need for that. I
Sam J
specifically said
I
don't.
said 6'7". Carl Gamel says Eddie Hearn has sold us the Emperor's new clothes yet again. Bivol annihilates Canelo.
Of course.
I mean, that's
Well, not of course. Not of course.
It is, of
Bro,
course.
of
But
course.
there's no shame in that. But Canelo's a middleweight, and yeah, Bivol's a light heavyweight. It's a big jump up.
I'm surprised he hasn't got him out of here by now, to be honest.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
Like, he's not sustaining
it's
No,
any
but I think
attacks.
you have to give Ryder some credit for his toughness.
No, of course, but-
you're right. You're right. But when you hurt someone, you expect a sustained attack. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not.
No,
getting
but
that.
I'm not really that surprised because Canelo never unloads 12, 13. That's not what he does. How he's fighting now is how he's pretty much always fought.
Yeah, but there's such a golfing class between
That was
them.
a
He
good
needs to
shot.
get him out of there early. He shouldn't be taking these kind of shots from a John Ryder.
To be fair,
If he
that's
wants
true.
to,
That's true.
to go up to, if he wants, he said that he wants to go and fight Bivol again. If he actually has aspirations of doing something
He's
like
not
that,
gonna beat
despite whether you think he can or he can't, if he has aspirations
I'm
of
actually
getting
agreeing
himself
with
to
Laurie.
that level, then he
I
has
think
to be getting
Belanga's
Ryder out
next,
there.
you know. Laurie, I actually think Belanga's next, bro. I'm not
well,
even
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
that's
actually
what
think
I heard
Belanga's
today.
next.
I obviously I
Would you
don't
be
know.
surprised if you saw that fight, Laurie?
I wouldn't be surprised, no, because it's Canelo we're talking about. He makes his own rules, innit? So
I could easily see Belanga next. I swear. After this performance, I could see Belanga next.
If you're Tony Sims, how long do you give John Ryder before you throw in the towel?
You don't.
no,
You
I
don't
think
throw
to
in the
be fair
towel.
to Ryder, he's done. Oh, he's taken 3 big shots on the spin there, and he's back up against the ropes, and he's holding
Good uppercut.
another uppercut.
He's
corner-
catching him a lot with that left
he's doing
uppercut.
really good
You know what it
inside
is?
work,
You know what it is
Ryder.
with Ryder? He does just enough,
Yes.
probably, for Sims to think, yeah, let me keep him in there.
But he's not going to win the fight.
No,
Unless he knocks Canelo
definitely
out.
not. He's lost every round.
So, you know.
He's lost
But
every
you know
round.
what, yeah? Canelo's
Oh,
defense
Canelo's
in this
going for it
fight
here.
has been horrible.
It has.
Canelo's defense in this fight has been horrible.
John Ryder's.
He
Granted,
hasn't
partly-
needed it. He hasn't
Granted,
needed a defense.
If we're
I
giving,
think this could be the end,
this is
people.
it. This is it.
I think this could be the
this is
end.
the round I called it.
Ryder's actually looking tired as
But
well.
if we're saying that some people step up when it's a big opponent, and you could say that you make the same argument for Canelo and say, well, actually, he hasn't needed a huge amount of defense. He's just walking down his opponent and
True.
just beating him. So
I'm not disagreeing with
Does
that.
just enough to win.
There's some big bombs going here from Canelo, though. He's
Yeah, he
loading
will.
up
But
on
they're
everything.
he wants to
missing,
finish. He wants to
They're
finish it
missing.
off here.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
We've just got to watch those elbows.
This is what I was saying before. I was saying
Really
that
good
I think
uppercut again from John Ryder,
He
though.
wants to make a
But
statement.
look,
Canelo.
he's hit him with that uppercut so many times, and Canelo hasn't shaped.
Oh,
That's a
What does
terrible
this say
technique with
about
the
either
rear foot coming
Canelo's
up
chin
off the
or
ground.
Lynch.
Ryder's
You see that?
power?
Yeah, he's so crazy as well. That punch is so telegraphed. He threw the punch straight down the pipe and he didn't even do nothing. John Ryder's defense has been horrible as well. Horrible. This is
Defense has
what
never
you
been
wanted
part
to
of
do, the
his.
Philly show.
something better than what he's doing now. Jeez. He's getting hit with literally every shot that
No,
Canelo
but there is
throws.
blood streaming down his face. Oh, good shot
really
by
good
Canelo.
short shot from Canelo. Good backhand right.
This is what I thought Canelo should be doing more, though, throwing more jabs to set the big shots up.
Yeah, you're expecting a finish
Yeah,
from Canelo,
there
you haven't
is
seen it.
no way.
With this performance, he's actually put more pressure on himself right now to end in spectacular
Literally.
fashion because it's been such a dominant performance that actually, if it did go to the cards now,
Oh,
it would look
good
really
shot
poor.
by Canelo.
Yeah, it
and
would.
again.
There is no way Canelo
Come on, make
beats
me right,
Bivol.
Canelo. Finish it.
Good. You know, the thing is, every time Ryder looks like he's out, he just returns with something.
I did say, though, in the week, in the build-up, that Tony Sims fighters are known for their conditioning. And what we're seeing here
What are you trying to allude to, Laurie?
I'm not alluding to anything. I said what I said. His fighters are known for their great conditioning, and you're seeing that here with Ryder.
I mean,
If it weren't for his great conditioning, he'd have been out of there by now.
Conor Ben had really good conditioning as well, to be honest with you. I'm just saying, bro. He's in the Tony Sims camp, so I'm just saying.
Not anymore.
Well,
he's not.
Well, he is. He is.
He's there.
Yeah, you do raise a good point.
Oh!
What a
He's
shot.
dropped
down
it
again.
round 8.
I was gonna
No,
ask.
that was a
Nah,
bit of
that's not a
both.
slip.
Was there a bit
The
of
ref,
a
not
the
a
ref
slip.
has called it a slip.
It's not a slip.
The ref has
No,
called...
he's counted.
No, he didn't.
he didn't.
The
He
ref,
was
the ref
slip.
called
What?
it a slip. The
That's
ref,
a knockdown.
Slip.
there was a
Bit of
mixture
a
of...
slip, but there was a shot. that
Listen,
put
if
him
I
down.
punch
You know what
you
it
and
is?
you
It
slip
was
over, I want the knockdown.
That is a knockdown.
But
Yeah.
I saw the slip as well.
Yeah, the ref has given that, so we can't score that. I mean, I would score
I'm
that
scoring-
at 10-8.
I would score that
I would
at
score
10-8.
that
I'm
at
scoring
10-8.
that as a
Look, look at this,
Yeah.
straight on the chin.
I would score that at 10-8.
That's a knockdown.
Oh,
No, you didn't see the feet though, but yeah.
No, but this, bro, he got hit
Actually-
with a
Nah,
punch.
it's a shot. It's a knockdown.
It's a
definitely
knockdown, but you're
knockdown.
right. It was, yeah,
Look,
the shot didn't
That's a
land at all.
knockdown. That's a
yeah,
knockdown. It's a
The
knockdown.
referee's been very incompetent if he's not called out. I mean, look
No,
at
he,
that.
he called it a
It's
slip.
hit his shoulder though,
He
but
done that.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
done-
but
the ref
bro,
done that and
did
said
he
No,
that.
get
it
hit
is
with
a
a punch?
knockdown. It is a knockdown, yeah.
I don't like when I
but-
hear people say, "Oh yeah, but it hit him and he dropped." That's a
At
knockdown.
this stage in the fight, getting hit in your arms and shoulders hurts as well. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But yeah,
Canelo's leaving this with a bit of war marks though. Like he's not. His face ain't clean. His face is not clean at all.
Well, he's not really been that slick with his defensive work. He's just walked forward and thrown punches.
Someone said Canelo's just a B-Tech Scottish-looking Mexican Floyd Mayweather.
that
Definitely
don't.
not.
That don't make no sense. A big
Not sure I understand the comparison there.
49-0, fought the most world champions in
50.
history. 50.
50.
50,
though.
mate.
If you
Don't
count
discount that
Conor,
No,
McGregor fight.
I'm not counting Conor
You do mean
McGregor.
you're not counting the McGregor
I
fight?
said what
mate?
I said. I'm not counting that.
Nah, man. McGregor
Great
is
right hand
easy.
again.
Have we
Canelo.
given Ryder a round yet?
No.
We're into round 9.
Still no. The rounds where he's looked better looked so good because the other rounds were so bad. So he's had to do minimal
Legit.
work to make it look competitive. He hasn't got a round and he's got 2 knockdowns as well. This
Best of
fight
a
is
bad
well,
punch, innit?
yeah. This fight is well beyond him, and he's just taking punishment. And actually,
Would you pull him out?
At this
I
stage,
would,
no.
You can't pull him out
It's
with
too
3
late
rounds
now.
to
It's
go.
too late now.
2 rounds ago, when it's round 6, round 7, I might have pulled him out because he's just getting bludgeoned.
Yeah, he's not even
good body
bleeding as
shot.
much as he was before.
And again.
If anything, he's
You know
growing
what,
into
though?
the fight.
Laurie, you actually might be right. This might go the
Right, yeah.
distance.
He's growing into the fight. I mean, John Ryder can win this fight if it goes 25 rounds. But, you know, other than that.
Well, not saying he's good at. He has a chance, as in he's performing a lot better
Bruh,
than he did
he's
5
shown a
rounds
lot
ago.
of heart in this fight. I'll
he
give him
has,
that, bro.
definitely. But we are seeing a lot of physical regression from Canelo, 100%.
Bro,
I told you,
there's
man.
the
He's
physic-
looking a bit soggy.
No,
am I
that's,
right?
that's not, I'm not talking about his physique to look at him.
Yeah, but that does cause. That is part of it.
I
His
don't-
physique
I'm not
looks
saying-
exactly the same.
I don't care, yeah. Canelo does not beat any of the names we just mentioned
So
before.
great in and out, gets in, does his work, gets out. So nice. And look at that. We're saying his
That
face
pivot
doesn't
was
look as
good.
bloody. One punch and there's blood all over again.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but that's just his nose.
But even still.
Canelo's got a few bumps as well. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's been
Do
complaining
you
to the
think
ref.
Canelo
that
wants to get the knockout? Because he's not fighting like he does.
Yeah.
he
Of course
does want
he
to get
does.
the knockout.
He's
He
not
does.
fighting like he
He
does.
last knocked
No, I
out
think
Caleb Plant. That was a long time ago.
he's probably a little bit tired as well. Because what he has done, his output's not been great, but he's thrown a lot of heavy punches, and that
Literally.
tires you out as well.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, actually, he's thrown
he hasn't-
more. He's
he hasn't
thrown more
really-
punches than Ryder.
Oh, go! Oh! Canelo! Oh, he's gone!
He's
Ryder's
wobbled him
wobbling.
in.
He's wobbling. There's
Come on,
that-
finish the
that-
job.
That killer
Oh,
instinct
he's
isn't
looking-
there.
Oh,
Nice.
yo! The
that's
referee's
it.
got to stop
That's
this.
it.
He's got to stop
The
that.
referee, do your job.
He's like a drunk man on stilts.
Yeah, do
Get
your
him out
job,
of here.
ref. Do your job. He's
Round
had
9
enough.
TKO.
Look at that. He's stopped. Come on, referee.
Where's Tony Sims in this?
Yeah.
Where
He's
is
fighting back
Where's Tony
though.
Sims in this?
His heart is incredible, but
Good return.
This should be
Where
stopped.
is Tony Sims?
This should definitely be stopped.
Oh, really good.
oh, he's teeing up for Canelo now. Taking
Ry-
9 rounds to get some action. Here we
If
go,
Ryder comes
boys.
back, if Ryder comes back and KOs, oh my God! Imagine the scenes.
Wow.
Wow,
What's going on in this fight?
That was amazing.
What is going on in this fight? This is crazy.
That was really good.
And you know what's sad about that?
He's
After
gonna lose
all
the
that
round.
he's shown,
He's gonna
you
lose the
can't
round.
give him the round.
Do you know what? Do you know what? To me, and I'm a massive Canelo fan, right? But it looks a bit like the AJ Franklin performance, where that killer instinct doesn't seem to be there.
I don't care what anyone says. Canelo's past his best.
100%.
He has 100% past his best.
No, but I said that.
For those of you guys, no, but now we're seeing it clear as day. It's
No,
not
but I
even.
told you.
No, I know, but it was controversial when you said it. We can make arguments back and forth. For anyone that's not watching, Canelo had John Ryder wobbling. Every punch he hit him with, he was stumbling. His hands were by his side, stumbling, and he just could not put him to the floor.
Bro, you couldn't even stop
And
Ryder
then-
from stop punching.
And then Ryder started throwing punches back.
And he landed some
And he
clean
landed some
ones.
exciting part of the fight. It's
and then
taken 9
Canelo
rounds
started
to get
stumbling
here,
back.
but-
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
Canelo's.
Ryder's
He
very
looks-
lucky to
he
still
looks
be in the fight.
frustrated.
I don't care
though.
what anyone says. I saw Canelo take one step back or half a step back.
Gargamel in the chat said we are not seeing Benavidez or Bivol or Charlo next.
I'll bet that we won't see that next. It's
Yeah, that's
Belanga.
probably right.
I'm telling you, it's Belanga next. When Laurie said it, we should have believed him.
No, but I'm just telling you what I heard today online. I don't know for sure. I'm not going to pretend that I've got, the inside scoop. Good body shot by Canelo. That body shot he's thrown to the liver there is really worked.
I can't lie, yeah.
A liver shot is a brutal shot, I'll tell you, man. Does weird things to fighters.
Yeah, like,
Doesn't stop everyone though.
you know,
Didn't stop
He,
John.
he actually looks pissed this round, Canelo.
it's like,
He's
what's
vexed.
it called? I will say this, like, John Ryder has shown tremendous toughness, tremendous endurance, tremendous heart, and Canelo, bruh, he's just past
If he
his
goes the
best.
distance, would you say he's earned the fight?
In terms of skills, he wasn't competitive, but, I mean, it just
He's in there on merit, man. He's in there
it shows how far Canelo has regressed as a fighter. What an uppercut from John Ryder there.
Yeah, but that's what he's hit that same uppercut
I'm
about
surprised-
30
I'm
times.
surprised-
This has probably been the best start to a round for
Yeah,
John Ryder.
yeah,
like,
I
'cause
think so,
for
yeah.
as it is right now, I've actually given the
He's
round to
winning
Ryder.
the round on it's almost
Well, it's the
halfway
first
through,
time he's actually seen that he can slightly hurt
I think
Canelo.
what it is, Canelo threw the
Taking
kitchen
his one
sink at him
Yeah.
last time. Maybe he's taking a bit of a breather.
And this is where we knew Canelo would start to slow down. Round 10,
Right.
round 11.
Oh,
Canelo was not beat.
Beautiful uppercut
Oh.
with the lead hand.
Ryder's having good success here.
Man making Ryder look like prime Floyd.
I don't know about that.
With a jab.
Oh,
But you're waiting for Canelo to
Man's got his,
turn it up a
look
little
at his-
bit.
Ryder's probably
jab by
taken as
his-
much damage as Floyd has in 50 fights in this one fight.
Look at the jab though. Look where it's by his hip.
Oh,
Nice.
Good
It's almost
slip.
Smart.
David Hayes.
Yeah, very much.
You see
so.
that back foot when Canelo, you can tell Canelo's condition isn't great just at the moment where he's throwing that right hook sometimes. That back foot is lifting clean off the floor.
I saw something that we haven't seen the entire fight. I saw John Ryder slip a punch there, you know. Good
Yeah,
body
John
shot.
Ryder's used the Joe Joyce defense so far.
Face first.
When his chin's that good, does he need it?
Boy,
He's covered in blood,
There
mate.
you go. He's-
I can't
So
lie.
he slipped another one, mate.
I'm not going to lie, yeah. Canelo, this is a 5 out of 10 performance for me.
I think it's a 7 out of 10 performance.
7? No.
He's
no,
he's
Nick.
battered this guy for 12 rounds, but yes, but the killer
John Ryder
instinct.
is not levels.
What would you
John Ryder's
what
not
would you call the
levels.
Joshua Franklin performance? Because this is
5 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
5
Fair
out of
enough.
10.
Fair enough.
5
This is
out of
very
10.
similar. This to me is very, very similar.
I wouldn't
You can
say
jab
it's
him-
similar because
he can
Anthony
jab his-
Joshua was reluctant to trade. Canelo has been
I understand. I understand that.
I'm giving that
but
round to John Ryder.
Me as well.
Canelo's
I'm
a better
giving that right
fighter.
to John Ryder.
Canelo's a better fighter than AJ, but just in terms of he can tee off jabs all day,
And
but no killer instinct.
I would. The reason why is because he's allowed Ryder to get back into the fight. That's what's so. That's what's so
He's had him
poor
rocked
from me.
several
Let's,
times.
let's have this right as well. He's put him on the floor twice.
And let's
He's
keep-
dropped Ryder twice.
And another
Joshua
thing
ain't
is,
dropped Franklin.
Anthony Joshua didn't gas in the fight.
Yep.
Canelo has clearly gassed in this fight.
Yep.
But he didn't commit as much as Canelo has.
Yeah,
That's
true.
the point Shane's making.
That's the point that I'm trying to make. That's why I'm not giving
He's saying
Canelo...
AJ didn't even go for the knockout and empty the tank going for the knockout.
Canelo's emptied the tank trying to get the knockout.
Trying to get him out there,
well,
and he
you
can't
guys
do it.
have all said he's going for the knockout, and he has not knocked him out. He's still fighting.
Hector R says Canelo is carrying Ryder. DN1 says 1 round for Ryder so far. Agreed.
So he's
Kevy
carrying...
Kev says facts. 1 round.
He's carrying Ryder.
Gargamel says big up Laurie and Nick for the
Yeah,
sustained
uncalled for
slide digs
Gargamel,
on King
mate.
Ryan.
It's not Sly. Can't stand him.
What, you don't know the guy personally. What do you mean you can't stand him?
Mate. He's stealing a
What do you
living.
mean he's stealing a living? He's earning a living, man.
We're into round 11 and
Gonna
Ryder,
hate on a man for
he had his
making it a
best round
success.
the round before and he's come out, he's looking purposeful, he's landing some good jabs.
Yeah, and he's fired
Canelo
right
comes
back.
back with a right hand. Canelo probably thinks...
Classic Ryder going out and winning the last 3 rounds and
You
it
know
being
like that?
utterly, completely meaningless because he's lost. He was already
No,
about...
it's not meaningless because he's
not
given a
meaningless,
good effort.
but you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like with regards to the outcome of the fight.
He's definitely shut people like me up. Because,
Oh,
bro,
good shot by
Great
Canelo.
shot.
That right hand round the guard has had a lot of
at
success.
the
But
beginning of the fight, it looked like 2 different levels. Now they look like they're on the same level.
Yeah.
no, they
Well,
don't.
but yeah, I know you're leaning
think
too
you-
far the other way. You're
Listen to what I'm saying, yeah? The
No.
last
you-
3 minutes.
You
of
you
this
realise
fight-
that you made a bit of a blunder with the earlier statement.
No.
Now you're
He's
trying
won
to lean
one
back
round.
the
Don't
other
get
way.
it
No. I
won
listen to
one
what I'm
round.
saying.
Don't get it twisted.
You lot obviously have selective hearing, so I'll re-correct it
No,
for
but
you.
what you
As
said's
I
wrong.
said was, in the last 3 minutes, they look like they're on the same level. Am I not? Am I lying? If you were to isolate the last 3 minutes,
It's a competitive round, yeah.
thank you. That's
No,
literally the
but
point that
was
I
that
made.
Canelo taking a break? Because look, they come out for this round and he's regained his authority. Oh, good shot.
Of course. Of course.
So I think you're a bit premature.
I
with
just
that.
said the
That's
last
such
3
a,
minutes.
yeah, but that's
Yeah,
such
but
a
it's
small
just one
sample
round out of
size.
11
what-
rounds.
That's a
Right,
time.
you
That's
know-
like Robbie Savage saying he was world class on his day. You know, it's such a small sample size. It doesn't really count.
That was the whole
I
point
agree
of me
with you.
That is the whole point of me making the
Yeah,
statement.
but it's a redundant point, bro.
No, it's actually
You
not.
can't
because-
say he's on the same level.
I did not say
because he's
he's-
won 1 round.
Bro, you lot are deaf. I did not say
No,
he's
but
on
your
the same
statement is
level.
wrong, though,
I
bro.
said in the last 3
Your
minutes.
statement is wrong.
Right,
He
no.
had 1 good round. It doesn't mean he says he's on the same
Yeah,
level.
I did not say he's on the same level. You're just literally picking
No,
a
but
statement
it's
that
a
I did not
ridic-
say.
With
I-
respect, Shane, that is a ridiculous
What did I
thing to
say? What did I say?
You said for the last 3 minutes are at the
Yeah.
same level.
Thank you very much. That's all
Yeah,
I said.
but I mean,
Yeah,
what
but
does that
come
mean?
on,
all
man. That's 3 minutes. That's
Yeah,
what do
I
you
mean,
So
like-
where is that? Is that an incorrect statement?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the
Order,
last 3
order,
minutes,
order.
Yes.
Let's get some order in here.
Good
John
shot by
Ryder's up
Canelo.
against the ropes.
Ridiculous statement by
That's
Shane.
order.
bruh, Laurie's just trying to redeem
Oh,
himself for
good
the
shot
poor
by
statements
Ryder.
that he said earlier today.
In this round, they've looked very competitive and very similar level almost.
No, I think Canelo's won this round.
Yeah, I mean the killer instinct is gone. You know, Canelo used to be known for big
Oh,
finishes.
good shot by Canelo there.
Oh, he's danced. Oh, it was a bit of footwork. I don't know if he was stumbling. There's a bit.
He was about to do the Ali shuffle.
Yeah, it looked
there.
like
He was
that,
about
didn't
to
it? I
bust
don't know if
into-
he stumbled into the shuffle.
At this stage, there's nothing Canelo can do. There's nothing that Canelo can do for me to redeem this fight. Nothing.
Well, it looks like I was right and all of you lot were wrong. Because
Facts.
I said that this fight was going the distance and now
Yeah, he might
we're
knock
now
him out
into
in the
the
12th
12th and
He might
final
knock
round.
him out in
He
the
should have
12th.
knocked him out in round 8.
He should have knocked him out time ago, bro. This is horrible.
Should have knocked him
Horrible.
out in
Oh,
round 8.
finally, the first intelligent thing I've seen on stream. Walter Origa, Sam Allardyce is on the same level as Pep. Got to agree with you there, mate.
Andrew Green said Big Sam is on the same level as Pep for the last 10 minutes of today's
Yeah,
game.
see, two intelligent people.
That's
mate.
equivalent to what he just said, actually.
Oh, I see why he's saying it now.
That is, seriously, that is equivalent to what he just said.
Well, no,
Because
it's not,
Leeds got
because
a
Sam
goal.
Allardyce is actually
Because
on the same
Leeds
level
got
as
a
Pep.
goal, for 5 minutes, they're at the same
No,
level.
but Sam Allardyce
Yeah, but-
It's a
is-
redundant
no.
No,
statement.
but let me tell you why it's not. Because how many times when you listen to commentary do you say, "Well, for the last 15 minutes, this team's been on top of the other one"?
No, but it
that's
wasn't-
literally
no,
the
but-
point.
No,
that I
but you
made.
don't say that at the
is
same level.
bro. For that isolated point of
mate.
Let's
time,
debate it afterwards.
that's
You
what
know
I
what?
was saying.
Accrington
Here we go,
Stanley
people.
could score a
It's last
consolation
round.
goal against Man City. You're not
The
like
12th and
ooh.
final round.
The same
Oh,
level.
Ryder comes
John
out
Ryder's
nice
come
and
out
quick.
with a free piece,
Throwing combinations.
showing that he's at the same level level as Canelo. Look. Oh.
He's a level above Canelo after the last 15 seconds.
really good
Great
shot.
counter
Canelo
punch for
puts him
Canelo.
Bro, you lot are literally just selecting
Looking-
my words.
That like on the same
incorrectly.
level of Prince Nassim Hamed with that footwork.
All
there
jokes
earlier.
aside, that shows the levels. Ryder comes out, throws a bunch of combinations, and Canelo throws one punch and just says,
Literally.
calm down. Do you know what I
Literally.
mean?
Literally.
Canelo looks like he wants a stoppage in the last round. Good shot by Canelo.
I
Wobbled him
don't
there.
think he's going to get it. Not the way Ryder's
Before
fighting.
Canelo
If Ryder
gets
could
knocked
fight
out.
like this for 12 rounds, we could have a
I'll tell
competitive
you what
fight.
Ryder should do in this round is hold.
He's gonna
No,
make
he
the
wants.
three
He
rounds.
wants to
No,
go out
mate,
and.
There is nothing
Ryder needs to
Canelo
knock
can
him
do
out,
to
mate. He needs
stop
to
him.
go-
I know, but he
Still got
obviously
great
wants to
podcast,
regain
though.
some sort of.
There's nothing Canelo can do to stop him.
Oh,
Nothing.
oh.
I bet he stops him whilst I just said that.
To me, Ryder should be circumspect. Just go the distance, man. You've done yourself proud.
Facts.
Nah, man. 2 minutes. Put everything into it, man.
Nah,
Try and
man.
knock him out. Do the
If he empties
unthinkable.
the gas tank, he's leaving himself open to getting
Exactly.
KO'd in
Yeah, but it's the
spectacular
last
fashion.
2 minutes, man.
How Canelo's gone the distance with John Ryder, I don't know.
Because
Well, like,
Ryder's-
it
because Ryder's tough, man.
brings back my earlier
Oh,
question.
good shot by Canelo.
Is
Good-
Canelo completely done at the top level if
Oh.
he goes the distance of Ryder?
Not really.
He ain't beating Benavidez or
But
Bivol.
he's not beating Benavidez or Bivol. And I think we've seen enough of that tonight.
But why are you guys not making the same allowances and
agree.
saying he needs a better opponent to bring it out of him?
Bro.
That's what you guys are saying for other
Oh.
fighters. I just want you to be
inclined
consistent.
agree with
I
both
wasn't.
points.
I wasn't.
You guys are making that.
Me.
Oh no, James is making that argument.
I didn't
I
make
made
that
the
statement
argument, and I'm
once.
inclined to agree with it a tiny bit, but I'm also inclined to agree with the fact that if he can't get Ryder out of here, especially when he had him that hurt
We're
in
into
the
the
fourth,
last
fifth
minute,
round,
people, and
That's the thing.
Ryder's still there. He's still defiant.
he had him hurt
He's still
so
throwing.
early on. That's
the thing. There's no shame in going to points with Ryder. He's a tough guy, but after he had absolutely bludgeoned him and had him so damaged and stumbling,
Well,
to not
and
be able to
dropped
put
him
him
Oh,
down.
in the
Canelo
fourth
threw a
round.
good right
Dropped him
there.
twice.
Well, dropped him in
I'm
the
not
fourth.
gonna lie.
Maybe
yeah.
we're holding Canelo to unrealistic expectations.
I'll keep it real, and this you lot can clip this. For if I'm Benavidez, Canelo's looking like food right now. I'm
Yes,
being dead
yes,
honest.
yes, yes.
Canelo is looking like food
But
right now.
but Canelo's camp obviously knew that beforehand. Last 30 seconds of the fight, they've obviously been thinking this before because that's why they haven't had any kind of conversations
Last
about.
20 seconds, people. Ryder's actually got
Canelo's
Canelo
up against the ropes.
Lidge.
Canelo
Bro,
looks a bit tired.
I was
in this
about to
round.
say that
100%.
Canelo looks
Last 15
gassed.
seconds.
Oh, Canelo
He's,
looks
he's
tired.
stumbling. He's very tired. Last 10 seconds, they're going to hear that clap and he'll probably
Go
hug
on,
now.
finish the job, mate.
Oh, they
Finish
both
the
want to
story.
finish strong.
I can't lie, yeah. Canelo
mate,
is
this
strong.
is-
Ryder's going to go the distance, people. He's going to go the
Last,
distance. And
that's
it's
the
it.
time. That's time.
Canelo,
GG.
Right, all of you lot, right,
Raise your hand
Bow
up. Raise
to
your
my-
hand up. Raise your hand up.
bow to my
You
greater
called it. You called
boxing knowledge.
it. I got it.
I'm going to give
you
all
credit
three
on
of
that.
you the Roger Mayweather. You don't know shit about boxing or what.
Yeah, you absolutely fluked that
Do we
one,
get
mate.
to give that to you? Pause. When you flip in and get a prediction
Oh,
wrong.
What- what-
Nick,
what-
Nick,
what
Nick,
did I
got
get
it
wrong?
Nick.
Predictions about
Which
Joyce
one did I
versus
get wrong?
Zhang.
Yeah.
You got that wrong?
no, but that was a shock though. That
No,
was a
it
shock.
was
I'm
not
just
a
saying, but
shock,
it doesn't matter.
man.
You can't-
Even
if-
Stevie
you can't
Wonder
say
could
you
see
don't
that
know
one
shit about
coming,
boxing
man.
if you just
Come
get one.
on.
If you get the exact round, we all
Yeah,
said
facts.
that Canelo was going to win.
Facts.
That was a guarantee.
What would you say? Who got the, well, I would say that's a fairly even round, or was that a Ryder round?
I'm giving that. What? That was a Ryder round,
I think
bro.
it was a Ryder for Chad.
Yeah.
Bro,
Okay,
Canelo didn't even try. What's it called? Didn't even throw enough punches in that.
But
round.
Ryder, did he land enough to take it?
He had him against the ropes for like
It's
20
professional
seconds.
boxing. I, as a judge, I give points for aggression and pushing the action.
Yeah, I personally gave that round to Ryder. Not even a
I
sympathy
gave
round.
Ryder 2 rounds,
Me as
but
well.
also there was 2 10-8 rounds. 'cause
10
he
and
got
12.
dropped.
No, but
No, it wasn't. They
it's-
didn't give the knockdown.
No, but we're
in the other
talking
one.
about
No,
our
but
scorecard.
Yeah, but if
to
the
me, it
refs
was-
didn't call it, we.
to me, it doesn't even.
No,
make
but
a
this is
difference.
my scorecard.
The judges don't matter because
Yeah, it's my scorecard.
Canelo's won this fight anyway.
Yeah.
But credit to John Ryder. I did say in my preview of the fight that I thought John Ryder will be tough enough. He will give a good account of himself, and he's done just that. He's gone the distance. He won a couple of rounds. Canelo looked a bit gassed in that 12th, if I'm going to be honest.
I'm grading Canelo 5 out of 10 for this performance today.
I think by doing that, you're probably taking a little bit away from the performance of John Ryder, who I thought was,
Can I give you my criteria?
yes.
So, firstly, I thought he didn't have the greatest defense. I
Right.
thought also he didn't.
That's true, actually.
He also
Didn't
didn't
need it.
sustain enough attacks, and I
That's
also
true.
felt like he gassed out. So for me, based on that, 5 out of 10.
I would say, I don't know, man.
I'd give him a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I feel like 5 is a little bit harsh for someone. He went out there and outboxed his opponent. It's a championship fight, whether you think he deserves to be there or not. It's a world title fight.
It's a cherry pick fight.
It's a world title fight, and it's a mandatory. He's gone out there and outboxed his opponent for 10 of the 12 rounds, dropped his opponent twice. However, he has lacked that killer instinct, and that's the instinct that we know him for, and he's built his name off of that. If we didn't know who he was, we'd be going, wow, this guy's something special. But we have had the years of watching this guy put people away, and as a result,
we wouldn't.
And as a result, you would. What do you mean?
We wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
If we didn't know Canelo, we would have looked at that fight and thought he was something special.
Not something special, but compared to John Ryder, you would have been like, wow, this guy's levels above.
Oh, we would have
Because
put his
you-
levels
that's what I'm
above
saying.
John
That's what I'm
Ryder,
saying. That's
but
what I meant.
something special.
Not something special. You know what I mean?
No,
So I think a 5 is unfair.
I would say it was a little bit concerning if you're a Canelo fan or a Canelo simp to see how easy he was to get hit by uppercuts.
Facts.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but the
Now, if you're-
uppercuts weren't phasing
If
him,
I
so
could
he
just
didn't need
finish,
to deal
what I'm
with it.
saying is, if you're Bivol or Beterbiev or
Benavidez.
and you're Charlo and you're watching that, you're thinking, yeah, man, I want that fight. The trouble is, we all know what Canelo's like. He's not going to want to fight those guys. So I think the Berlanga thing is probably what's, because he will stop, because I said before, Berlanga is not as good as John Ryder. Not even close in my
It
opinion.
will be poor matchmaking to put him in there with Bivol. It will be
We've
poor.
already seen the Bivol
When I
fight.
mean
We know it's too far, but the Beterbiev fight is really the one that if he leaves the division and doesn't fight Beterbiev, I think that has a bigger impact on
You
his.
mean Benavidez?
Oh, sorry,
I was about to
Benavidez.
say,
Sorry,
you want-
apologies.
you want this guy to go to the grave.
Benavidez, yeah, the Benavidez fight I think is the one that will tarnish his legacy more for not having taken that fight.
Yeah, definitely.
History won't
Look at the
that.
comments. CGF says good entertainment. It was quite an entertaining fight. to be
Back
fair.
end of the fight, definitely.
NN says Bivol KOs this Canelo inside 6. I'm not sure
No,
about that, but
no,
he would beat him.
no.
We're going to the decision, people.
And it's
It's
John Ryder.
unanimous.
Imagine.
I would love
John Ryder,
my
that look
head
on his face
Says it all.
makes me think that he thinks he probably did better than what they're saying on the scorecard.
Might get a draw.
No, there's no
No.
chance.
Nah, I'm
Canelo's
joking.
won it. John Ryder seems to have accepted it.
Yeah, and also that's very fair. Like Canelo easily won. John Ryder can have zero complaint about that.
Yeah, but
And he maybe run.
No, he
two,
just had that look on his face
Yeah.
as if to say, "Oh, that's a bit wide."
He won 2 rounds, but
Arguably,
Listen,
arguably 1-2.
We don't know the
don't
exact scorecard. Somebody put it in the comments because obviously-
Considering it's where the fight is taking place, I don't even think they maybe gave 1 round to Ryder. if
no, they
that.
probably did. Give
they
him
probably
a-
gave him at least
Probably
one.
gave him 1.
when the fight is that
No way
dominant,
they
you don't
gave
have
him
to
2.
you don't have to cheat the rounds.
Sam Jr. says, "Thank you guys for the show." Sam, thank you for watching, man. We really appreciate it.
But-
I actually want to know what's next. for
Canelo looks
Canelo.
unmarked though, doesn't he? There.
No, he does. He's chilling.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
got a little bump underneath the.
Although-
under his-
And his nose as
although
well.
you
left
say
arm.
that, I am inclined to agree with Shane that I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10 personally.
Thank you.
I would
For
go
the
a bit
sole-
higher than that.
I'd
For
give it
the
a 6.
sole reason that he had him down, he dropped him. I think it was the 4th, either 4th or 5th round.
but
he
are you
dropped him then-
underestimating how
no,
tough
but it wasn't-
Ryder
when you-
is?
yeah, absolutely, he was tough and he showed great heart, great resilience, and he fought back. And actually, those couple of rounds after were some of the most impressive rounds in the fight for Ryder. But when you have a man down that early in the fight and he was so hurt, he was wobbling, to not put him out of there and then to drop him again and still go the distance with him, that's where I look at Canelo.
I think it's fair to say.
has a
I
problem.
think you did make some salient points there. I think it's fair to say that the Canelo of what we're in now, 2020 version of Canelo stops Ryder.
Yeah, facts.
But this is what I said before, and no one would listen to me. Well, Shane did, but you and Nick didn't. And I said that I thought
He's
Canelo
shot. I'm
is-
joking.
I didn't say shot.
I'm joking.
I said he's reached that plateau and he's on the slide. And I think tonight you saw signs of that. I mean, Shane called it. I thought Shane exaggerated it a little bit, but the defense was a bit lacking, man. I mean, he was getting caught clean by Ryder with those uppercuts. Imagine if that was Benavidez or Beterbiev or
Not
Bivol.
just that, the big problem as well is that Ryder throws punches in 1s and sometimes 2s. If he was in there today with someone that threw,
Benavidez.
if he was in there with someone like Benavidez that throws combinations,
Problems.
even if he was in there with Caleb Plant tonight, you know, we'd be looking at a very different fight to the Caleb Plant
That's a
fight of
fact.
2 years ago.
That
you
is
know,
a fact.
somebody that throws combinations because he's
We-
very hittable.
We have
you
to
know?
ask, he's had a lot of tough fights in his career. You have to ask whether it's starting to take his toll.
Mileage, yeah.
Like I said at the top of the show, people, he's, I think it was 15, 16 he turned professional.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now he's 32. He's been in the game 16 years. And it's not just the fights, it's the training camps, the sparring, the training. I said before, he's had wrist injuries.
Knee.
He's had knee problems, apparently, like I said. Actually, it's not apparent. It's a well-known fact that he doesn't run anymore for his training. He has to do his cardio by riding a bike.
That's probably
and
why
other
the
things.
ring was so small today.
Well, yeah, I did say that as well. But he's not the same Canelo of a few years back. I think that's clear for everybody to see now. Where I would slightly disagree with you guys, I think by giving him a 5 out of 10, you're not giving John Ryder enough credit, who I thought he could have. You lot were talking about Tony Sims pulling him out after about 7-8 rounds. He actually come back and won rounds 11 and 12. So you've got to give the man a huge amount of credit. I did say that John Ryder was tough and that he was very well conditioned, and he showed that tonight. I would give Canelo a 6.5. Can I do 0.5?
No. I remember I
6.
tried to do a 0.5 in the AJ
really?
fight, and you said no.
Okay, 6 then.
Yeah, I'd give him a 6 as well. Like I say, for me, it's just disappointing because this guy has, 52 wins, 39 KOs. We're so used to him seeing him knock people out. So to not knock out John Ryder on its own is not, it's no shame in that. He's a very tough
it's
guy,
just
but
where he
where he
was
was
had
so
him.
damaged and so hurt, that's where it's
But
really
you know what?
Got to finish the job, man.
I would have given him a 6 out of 10 because you cannot stop John Ryder, and he could have done everything he done today. But if I saw, it's the fact that I just saw how easy it was for Canelo to get hit. Like he was just so.
He didn't even try to move his head, did he?
Literally.
I mean, I sent you guys that clip today with the Danny Jacobs, and again, that was 3-4 years ago, with the head movement, the slick movement. Tonight, he just had his earmuffs up like that.
Yeah.
Just walk forward.
Because he didn't respect the power of
gonna say,
Ryder.
Yeah, part of that is
Like
that. But
Ryder
it's-
caught him with like 30, 40 of those pullback uppercuts, and it did not phase him.
Yeah, but so
once.
why didn't he think, right, okay, I'm not going to get hit with that anymore? Or
'Cause
is
he
it the
didn't
answer
need-
is
he
he
didn't
just
need to
doesn't
worry
have
about
those...
it.
This is what I said to you, Shane and Nick. The skill sets is not there anymore.
Everybody
Shane.
else's name.
The skill set is not there, as it was.
Well, the
a few years
mind is there, but the
Yeah.
body can't quite follow.
What's that?
I'm just showing me a comment from Gargamel, my guy Gargamel, Eddie Hearn owes you guys a fee.
Yeah.
Your commentary and banter was the highlight of tonight.
I'll take a fee,
fact.
mate. I will take a
definitely
fee.
Take a fee, bro.
And we're gonna take that.
Did
we're
you
gonna
enjoy the fight?
We're gonna split that 10,000 when we find that
Did you
clip.
enjoy the
of,
fight?
Not like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy watching the fight, especially at the end of the day. I know you can do ifs and buts and all the rest of it, but one punch, a KO knockout, round 8, round 9, and we're sitting here having a very different conversation.
Facts.
So it's not like the fight was really dull and really boring. The fight was entertaining. It was exciting.
I
You know,
didn't enjoy the first half of the fight. When
I
it was
think- I
just
think
a
it wasn't
beat
enjoyable
down, I didn't
because-
enjoy that.
I think it's because of the expectations that we already had on how we thought things were going to go. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you enjoyed it more than us because you predicted this how it would go.
No, it's not just that. You know me, I love my boxing. I thought, listen, I wanted Ryder to go the distance, and he did. And I thought he didn't just go the distance, he was trying in there. You know what I mean? He was trying. Because I was even saying at one stage, remember there was a round when Canelo was proper putting it on him. I was saying to the ref, stop it. And he came out and won the next couple of rounds. So
I want to give Ryder so much credit because it would have been so easy for him after he took that knee to just go out
do
on
a
the
Lion
whimper.
Ryan,
Yeah, but he actually went out and started throwing, and 100%.
No
but
need.
But you know why?
go
You know
out on
why?
a shield.
Because Ryan Garcia, why I think that point is so valid is because he took an absolute pasting today. And he still kept throwing. Like, after Ryan received the first punch from Gervonta Davis that dropped him, his hands were
No,
in
he
his
got up
pocket.
and he went for another 5 rounds.
Yeah, but his hands were in his pocket. He didn't even throw no punches.
Nah, that's not true. He was
Bruh.
baiting him in with the left hook.
anyway, we don't want to revisit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about tonight.
John
Yeah.
Ryder, credit to you. I would give you A for effort,
You buy him a beer, will you?
effort and heart and durability. You just don't have the skills.
And
to
good
fight
credit
Canelo.
to the referee as well. We criticise referees for dodgy decisions. I do think that was a knockdown and not a slip. But fair play to the ref for making an assessment and letting the fight go on and giving Ryder the opportunity to to fight back.
Of course,
Do you know what I mean?
but he was always going to let the fight go on. What do you mean? I mean, I think
His face was very. If he had stopped the fight at round 7, 8, none
No
of
one
us
could
here
complain.
would have complained about that.
No, but then could you say that by letting it go on, he has cost Ryder years off his life? So
Maybe not off his life, but from his
Potentially.
boxing career, maybe. Yeah.
no,
But you're
years off his
forgetting,
life,
it
man.
is Cinco de Mayo. These guys want to see a knockout.
Yeah.
Probably. You probably want to see a knockout.
CJF says best move for Canelo is to fight Charlo in Vegas and retire before the end of 20.
He won't fight Charlo.
He's not gonna
Actually, you know what?
He
I'm going
might.
to say this. He might fight Charlo because
He's been on the
Charlo's
ring.
not fought for 2 years.
Yeah.
And he's going through a lot of issues outside the ring. He's split up from his partner.
And Charlo
It's been
hasn't.
quite an acrimonious split, apparently.
And Charlo hasn't fought at 168
Yeah.
before, so that might be a thing as well.
Yeah, Charlo's
Small ring.
probably
Yeah.
Charlo. We've probably seen the best of Charlo, so maybe he might fight him. But then Canelo's got a history of not fighting people that chat bad to him, so that's what he did to Andre.
Well,
Then.
he
Said, "I'll never fight."
I fought Billy Joe Saunders, who chatted bad to him.
No, not before the fight though.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders was giving
Very-
it all the
you know,
talk
yeah,
for years.
but
For
Billy
years
Joe
he
He
was
saw
like-
that
Saunders.
Billy Joe. Was
Billy
very
Joe
beatable, so-
Saunders was
No.
absolutely horrible at that time. Let's be honest. We
Not
used to
that
just
time,
what?
but Billy Joe Saunders is.
He was horrible.
Billy Joe Saunders
I
was
think he was
what?
I think he was
Horrible fighter at that
overrated
time.
Anyway.
No. What do
Bro,
you mean?
I saw when he won the world title against Shefat Asufi, and he almost got dropped in that fight.
Billy Joe Saunders was having a lot of joy early on in that Canelo fight.
No.
Oh, come on,
Until the
Yeah, and
he
Ryan
was
Garcia
having
was
some
having a lot of
success.
joy
He was
against
having
Tank.
success in that fight.
Bro, yeah.
He
But
was
we're not having
throwing
this
some
conversation.
hands,
We're not
brother.
having this conversation.
He was
bro.
having success.
I
Billy
agree
Joe
with Shane.
Saunders-
He was throwing, but he was
At
very
that
skittish.
specific time, the only time he looked good was when he was on the nasal spray. I'll be honest.
Yeah, his
What
most-
nasal spray's that?
Remember we fought David Lemieux and he looked good in
I
that
know what you're
fight,
talking
and he
about,
got busted for the nasal spray.
There's Jessica McCaskill, isn't it? Next to Darren Barker.
Yeah.
She lost the title to Chantel Cameron,
Yeah.
who's fighting Katie Taylor. Surely that should be a good fight
Be a good
because
fight, yeah.
Actually, the one thing on that comment also, along with the Charlo thing, is he was talking about Canelo. He said he thinks he should retire end of 2024.
he won't retire.
But when do you think he should? Because how long do you go giving performances
He's in the
that
same
are
position
no
as
longer,
AJ.
like you said, you're judged so harshly compared to other fighters because of how great Canelo has been in the rest of his career? How long do you go
You know,
dropping
fighters
substandard
very rarely go
performances
out
before
of their own volition.
Exactly, but that ruins your legacy. The reason
Yeah,
people
but
look at
it's-
Floyd
we've
Mayweather
all
so
seen
great
this
is 'cause he
before.
didn't-
Floyd's
but
about the only one that does.
When
Canelo-
should he? When should he
Canelo
retire?
needs to look for money fights, like just the biggest names, because he can't take the risky fights.
Canelo,
Dimitri Bivol,
Canelo and
then.
AJ are actually in a very similar place in
Very,
their career.
very-
It's
similar
not even
position.
about money for Canelo because I saw something in the week where they said he's amongst the top 5 best paid sportsmen in the world. I think with Canelo, he wants to establish that legacy, isn't he, as the greatest
But he
Mexican
has
fighter
he
of all
has the
time.
legacy. But how long do you go before you
doesn't have
tarnish
the
that
No, he
legacy?
does not have what?
He doesn't have the legacy.
No, he does not.
doesn't
He
even
has a
have
legacy.
No, he
What do you mean?
doesn't.
He has a
Of the
great
greatest
legacy.
Mexican
No,
fighter
I
of all
didn't say
time.
I didn't say
You said
that.
he has the legacy.
Well, as in he has a great legacy.
Oh, okay, that's
I didn't.
different.
I,
Okay,
to be
yeah,
fair, I
yeah.
didn't hear you finish saying the greatest Mexican.
Yeah.
But he has already established a great legacy. He's not going to really build on his legacy.
He
that
ain't
he's
gonna
left
get any
behind.
better
with these,
anyway.
With these kind of performances, it doesn't look like he's going to put in the work
He's gone the
Or be able
distance in
to-
his last 3 fights.
to build
Listen,
his legacy. better.
I'm gonna
How long do
say,
you go before you tarnish it?
well, I said, we should start wrapping up soon. But
Yeah.
listen, it was a decent fight tonight, very watchable, especially for watching John Ryder trying to survive and go the distance, and with the effort that he put in. But I'm going to say this here and now, based on what I've seen of Canelo in his last cut, not just tonight, but the fight against Golovkin and Bivol, he's not beating either, especially Bivol, no chance. He's got more of a chance against Benavidez, but I can't see him beating Benavidez either. So, but in answer to your question about when's he going to pack it in, he's not going to pack it in anytime soon
But
because
does it not
he's
damage
a
his
star.
legacy if he keeps going on?
Yeah, but boxers always
That's
do
what will
this.
happen.
Yeah.
You could argue, I'm not going to lie, you could argue that the loss to Bivol damaged his legacy. You could make that argument.
I think that's the thing. I didn't see the deterioration. Obviously, I'm a big Canelo fan, so rose-tinted glasses and that. But I gave him a bly because it was Bivol, pound for pound, probably number one of or up there in the world at the moment. taken a big step up, etc. Okay, fine. Triple G, someone he shared the ring with before, one of the best fighters we've seen in the last decade or so, an absolute monster. Okay, fine. And then now we're seeing the similar thing against John Ryder, and we have to go, John Ryder's done very well, someone that's never won any title at British level or anything. So to go the distance with Canelo is impressive. But actually, when we're seeing this level of performance against a fighter, respectfully, of John Ryder's technical ability, albeit he's tough, now we have more of a...
That's a good, really good point.
We have more of a
Really good
more of an accurate sort of, okay, well, you know, it's not great. It's like watching AJ, like I say, boxing for 12 rounds against Ruiz, decent opponent, trying to box against Usyk, and then seeing him do the same thing against Franklin. And then
It's like when you reduce the level of opposition, he's still giving you the same thing.
Exactly.
It's still not a good look. I hear what you mean. It's a good point.
Okay, guys, it's getting close to 5:30 UK time. We're going to wrap up now. Just want to say thanks very much for everybody for tuning in. We'll be back during the week with the DR Boxing Weekly Show. We will be talking about this fight and other fights. We'll be back doing another live stream next week, Saturday. KSI versus Joe Fournier. The week after that, we'll be doing another late one. Devin Haney defending his titles against Lomachenko.
That's my guy, man, like Devin. Let's go.
The week after that, the 27th, there's a triple header. So we'll have to choose which fight we want to watch.
No, just have 3 screens.
Yeah, we might do something like that. Lawrence Okoli defends his title against Chris Billum-Smith.
That's not really a fight, but we move on.
We got Michael Conlon, he's fighting for a world title. And you've got the rematch between, what's his name? Lee Wood and
Lara.
Maurizio Lara, which will be bound to be a great fight. So lots of boxing coming up on this channel. Keep it locked on DR Boxing. In closing, very quick, sum up your thoughts for tonight, just very quick.
The thoughts from tonight, I think John Ryder impressed me with his heart, his grit, his determination, but at the same time, I was disappointed in Canelo. When you have a man hurt like that, when you've dropped him that early, you have to show the killer instinct. If he does have any hope of, as you said, putting his name down as the greatest Mexican of all time, he needs to perform better than he did tonight, and I don't see him building up to that level again, personally.
Tune in on Thursday as well. Tune in on Thursday.
Yep, I did tell him that.
Yeah.
Very quickly, Shane, your thoughts?
Yeah, man, same thing. I echo the same thing as James, and I think you brought up a good point. You know, when you reduce the level of opposition, I expect a better performance. It's pretty much the same thing we saw against Golovkin, so, yeah.
Last word to you, Nick. The man the voice of reason.
Gone 3 fights, all going the distance, no knockout since the Caleb Plant fight. You know, maybe not quite there, you know, at the top level anymore.
Okay, fine. That sounds good to me. You've heard from the guys. You heard from me already. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it locked on DR Sports. We'll see you next Wednesday. Take care. We're out. Bye.
Sunday, 8 p.m.
The Miami Grand Prix.
We are having a party.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got Sand, we've got Sam. I'm Sam.
We've got all of us in the studio. It's going to be a great night.
We're ready to go, and we'll see you there. Here at On Track GP. See you.